Ooh, what's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Claru.
And this is the Nerdy.
The Wordy.
The Book Club. That's right, we're here on day 7.
Hell yeah, we made it.
For a book.
What's up, chat?
A book written by Brandon Sanderson. This is Wind and Truth, day 7.
Who's excited
Book
for
Club.
Sanderson's new book?
What book?
He's putting out another Cosmere book.
When? When did it... What?
Isn't it? It's like Dragonsteel this weekend, right?
Oh, is that this weekend?
Yeah. I've just had a video pop up, and it was like him announcing a new book.
Oh, God. For when?
November? I think it's it. I could be wrong. Chat, am I wrong? Fires of December. Yeah, that's what the book is called. It's another Hoyd novel. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Hoyd novel called Fires of December?
Yes.
Does it take place on Earth?
Maybe. I don't know.
Does Hoyd... Are we really jumping the shark and Hoyd goes to Earth and Earth is in the Cosmere?
Why not? You know, why the fuck not? Oh my god. I've had enough of Brando books, to be honest. That's fair. You know what? That is...
I'm not gonna lie. I said this in the audiobook reaction last night, but if we stopped now, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, that's a bad sign, folks.
I'm not saying that I want to stop reading this book.
Uh-huh.
But if we were to stop reading this book right now,
whatever.
I don't think I would give a shit.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with Wind and Truth, is I genuinely feel like, I could take or leave the Cosmere at this point.
Yeah.
And I think it's a real shame that that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
I'm actually really frustrated that that's where I'm at.
I know, and I definitely like have those feelings of frustration as well. And we'll talk through it, especially for the people who like have not seen the audiobooks. This is the first time you're hearing about it. But yeah, we're struggling a teensy bit. But before we get into that, y'all, we are raising money for charity. And we would love your help to raise money for charity. So make sure you're subscribed to Roleplay Relay or Daring to Press. We are live on both of those channels on tomorrow, Saturday, next Wednesday, and then the finale is the following Saturday. I will be finally a player on the finale for the event. We have raised $21,000 so far, which is fucking incredible. Y'all are amazing. We smashed through last year's amount raised. We're hoping we can raise a few more bucks for Doctors Without Borders before the holidays really start.
I have good news, y'all.
What?
Today's sponsor for this book club, speaking of Clarus wanting to raise money for charity, today's sponsor of this podcast is Emberglow Gaming. Emberglow Gaming makes many things, but are probably best known for their Dice Goblin dice vaults that are massive briefcases for you to keep all of your incredible clickety-clacks. Emberglow Gaming woke up this morning and they chose violence. You might think that they were gonna come in, and by you I mean me, that they were gonna come in and set up a $500 matching donation and match the next $500 for the final 3 episodes. Wrong. Incorrect.
They went, nah.
They woke up this morning and went, what if we double that? And so, if you go over to the Tiltify right now, if you want to play Stormlight with me, the Stormlight TTRPG, if you go over right now and you donate to fill a seat at that private game, not only will you have donated to charity, but your donation will be doubled for the next $1,000 thanks to Emberglow Gaming. Emberglow Gaming, thank you for an incredible $1,000 match.
Yeah.
Go check out emberglowgaming.com for all the cool stuff that they make. And go over to the Tiltify, because right now everything is doable.
Yeah, we are hella stoked. So, yay charity. Also for absolute.
Wait, do we have the Tiltify overlay? No, we don't. Shit.
We don't? What do you mean?
Wait, I messed everything up.
What'd you do?
Here, let me just add the Tiltify overlay to this really quick.
Oh, sure. Also, for absolutely no reason, chat, what is your favorite Monster Hunter armor?
Wait, why is the number going up?
What number?
Somebody donated $300.
Oh!
I think.
Yeah, right now we have the matching for Emberglow Gaming. Hell yes, let's freaking go. We love to see it. But yeah, for absolutely no reason whatsoever, just let me know what your favorite Monster Hunter armor is.
For no reason whatsoever.
Not any reason at all. You assume I have time to play Monster Hunter. I mean, I certainly don't. Which is why I have to ask you guys.
Oh, Emberglow Gaming matched $500 and then donated to their own match.
Hell yes. Hell
That's
yes.
so funny.
This is why we love a matching sponsor.
There is $850 left in their match.
Mm-hmm.
Because
did they buy a spot at the table?
Yes, for their husband. Oh, yeah. I understand. Emberglow Gaming, you're the tits.
Hell yes.
You're the fucking tits. Tequila, thank you for becoming a nerd radiant.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much. Welcome on in.
All right, we have raised $20,431 so far. Chat.
Hell yes.
Ooh. Yeah. Okay. DK Moon says probably no more Sando for me. I'm gonna keep reading his books. I just Victor Desana says that's the typical Win in Truth reaction. All I can say is the only book that goes this slow, and it isn't even a bad book. It's just all over the place. And Robin So says honestly, nerdy same. I usually love Sanderson's book, but this one is just meh. I think that I would describe this book as the biggest collection of missed opportunities I've ever read.
Sure.
In that, Sanderson has left himself so many wonderful things to play with and do. Mm-hmm. There were so many threads left open. He introduced a villain at the end of the last book that I was very interested in. Yeah. And in an effort to fill this book with stuff and with information he thinks we need to know, he has let down the narrative interests that he created. Yeah. And I think that there are so many places where Brandon Sanderson could have crafted the physical events of this book into emotional events that would have hit so much harder. A couple of examples I want to use from this week's reading. Okay. The biggest example for me is my favorite moment from this week's reading. Sorry to spoil my high. But my favorite moment from the week of reading is...
We're in high at the start of book club. Let's go.
Well, but yeah, I don't know how traditional this book club is going to be because I don't want to just be mad all day. And so I just kind of want to talk about this from a perspective of what I think should have happened rather than just sitting here and complaining because I do that a lot and people don't like it. Taln is so cool. Yeah. Taln is so cool here. He wakes up. We don't even get an explanation of what he does. He just wrecks shop, bare-chested, barehanded. Yeah. Doesn't say anything, right? Yeah. And then we find him and Shalash sitting on this pile of corpses. And he's dead. He's got spears run through him. It's this beautiful moment. And she says, he was like a brother to me. Yeah. Right? And I was like, oh, was he?
That would have been nice to see.
You know what I mean? And the only reason why that was my first reaction is we have never seen these two characters interact in the past. Yeah. And it's not like that's an impossibility. We have flashbacks in the spiritual realm through their history. I know. And so, to me, Brandon Sanderson put the bondsmiths in the past to watch history so they could learn something. Yeah. And it feels to me like the thing they could have learned was how the heralds bonded together and became a family, right?
And fell apart, like both of those things.
And how, and then the subsequent falling apart of that. Yeah. Instead, we just kind of get information about where people are at certain points. Yeah. In a very unemotional way. Mm-hmm. But imagine if we had seen Taln and Ash go from Shalash being like, Dad, you cannot let him be a herald. He tried to kill cultivation, to her thinking of him as a brother. Imagine if that was the journey of the flashbacks. Yeah. And then we get this moment where Shalash is weeping over his corpse here.
Because that moment, moment was so impactful, and it could have really been a gut punch if we just had a little more from them, sure.
And this book keeps doing that. Nail is a different character now than he is at the beginning of the book, but we don't actually see any of his journey because he only pops in to be like, and Nail was here too. Yeah. Like these characters pop in and out of the story because they keep being like, and Nail was present in this tent scene, and this character was present in this tent scene. This character wasn't in this tent scene. Why? I don't know. You might have to read another book in the future to find out. But I was thinking about the Thunder class that Adolin kills.
Yeah.
Imagine if, because Elle was set up at the end of the last book as being this important character.
Yeah.
Imagine if we had a flashback with purely just the singers. And it's Elle, this character who we don't know anything about, who is ostensibly going to be important to this book, even though I already think it's too late, and I think Brandon Sanderson already dropped the ball on this.
It is pretty late, yeah.
Elle is this character that we meet in a flashback where he is grieving because his friend chose to become a Thunderclast. And we have this emotional connection between Elle and this spirit that he is friends with that has given itself to being a Thunderclast, that has committed itself to that part of the war effort. And is this sadness in Elle that he has turned against his friends, that he has gone to war, that his friends, these spirits, are becoming weapons of war. And there's a grieving process in Elle. And that begins his journey down the path of going from a person who is friends with the Heralds to the sort of lunatic metal man that he is now. And then that Thunderclast is the one that Adolin kills here.
Right.
Imagine if we saw that flashback, and then we saw the present, and we're like, oh, we're tying the flashbacks into what is happening in the present by learning about the bonds between the characters and this world.
Yeah.
That's how I think all of these flashbacks should have been used.
Yeah.
But instead they are just purely information.
Yeah.
That,
some of which we already know.
Yeah, and the people...
But that Dalinar just still has to learn.
The people that because I've been, like, in the Reddit threads sometimes of, like, certain days, and people are like, God, I just love the spiritual realm. We're learning about things. And I'm like, that's not what I read a book for.
Well, and I also don't feel like I have actually learned that much. I feel like I should have learned so much more by this point. And maybe that is a personal thing. But I do really feel a frustration with the pace at which information is revealed.
Oh, 1,000%.
And it just has, it's never satisfying because it doesn't feel like it's enough. As soon as we get to a point, we kind of pivot to something else, or that point brings up another secret. We're like, wait, but how, blah, 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 blah. And we don't really get those satisfying answers. We kind of are left with more questions.
Yes.
And I don't mind that sometimes, especially like right at like the end of a book, right?
Yeah.
In the denouement to set up what's coming next. If there's something that gets answered that then opens up several more questions. I do actually enjoy that.
Yeah.
Not every time. Not every time. Sometimes I just really need answers. And this book feels like it's allergic to giving them to me.
Well, and Britwitz brings up such a wonderful point in the chat about how I feel about this book right now, which is this book feels like a prequel where we were given more questions and random lore than actual answers or meaningful progress that should come at the end of a huge arc.
Right, and there's an extended hiatus before the next one. You're right. That
is a huge problem. And the biggest example of that to me is Taln tried to kill cultivation. Does not matter because now Taln is dead again.
Never comes back. Yep.
Well, but Taln is dead in this book.
Yeah.
Like, Taln trying to kill cultivation is such a random bit of lore to just be like, this happened. It's a huge reveal.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that it means nothing. And so much of this book are huge reveals, except for the fact that they mean nothing.
Yeah.
One of the biggest ones for me right now is at the end of Rhythm of War, you get this moment with Maya where she's like, we chose to
abandon the oaths. Yeah.
And in the flashbacks, where it's specifically the flashback this week, where the Radiants turn against they don't. And I have a big problem with the Biodomission moment that we'll talk to death about, because I actually think it's such a failure.
It was the action of one person.
It's the action of one man. If the Radiants did not do it.
And Honor.
It was literally one guy did it. And Honor had already turned away from the humans, so Honor wasn't even really their god at that point. Like, the choices Brandon made around the Biodomishram capture, I thought were just terrible. I hated that chapter from tits to tail. But...
From tits to tail. So the head of it was fine. But tits to tail.
Yeah, the tits to tail, not good.
Well, because the head of it was
it's tit
the relation.
To tail, not tits to tail.
Yeah. Tits. No, it's tits to tail.
It's tits to tail. Because tits stick out the furthest. And the tail sticks the furthest back.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going to say you like 20% of it, but the rest of the 80 was like, not.
The scene with that, and all of the Radiant scenes, none of the Spren are ever mentioned. This book is about bonds, and despite the fact that our bondsmiths are going through history, experiencing the history of the Radiants and of the Heralds, the intelligent Spren, the sentient Spren that form up half of those bonds,
they never appear.
Are never mentioned.
Yeah.
And so what do you mean what does Maya mean when they chose? They weren't there. They're not present. They're not part of the story. They're not relevant.
Well,
and the fact that they're not relevant drives me up the fucking wall. What are we doing?
Well, because we've seen the moment where they abandon their oaths, right? But again, none of the
Spren
were there for that. They're probably there. They're just invisible, I guess. And they just shove this. Well, I guess no, the Spren are there because they are the swords, and they get shoved into the ground. But like
no, but they're already dead when they get shoved into the ground.
What?
Yeah, they're because they're left behind, right? The Spren are already dead eyes at that point.
Oh, I figured that was the moment of breaking the bond, is like leaving it behind.
No, they're not at that point. They've already broken their bonds. That's why everything is so physicalized.
And it doesn't disappear.
Yeah, because they're stuck in the form then, because they've already died. So to spend a whole book.
Apparently, I'm right. That they break it when they shove the swords into the ground.
No. The bond's already broken at that point, because the bonds are broken in a moment of conversation with their Spren. If what Maya says is true, then the bonds are already broken when they drop and put their things in the ground.
Well, no, they talk about being like, this is what we're going to do. You know, you can still be part of that conversation beforehand, and it's like, okay, here's the plan.
I know. I think the scene that we've seen with Dalinar, they're all walking. None of them are flying, specifically because their bonds are already broken. And that's why they're letting go of everything there. I think that we're going to see the moment where the bonds actually break, and it's going to have been just before that. You guys are yelling Clarisse is right. I really don't think she is. I think that if the moment of the putting a sword down is the action that breaks the oath.
Because that is the releasing of the bond, right? Like, metaphorically, it's like we are... I am letting go. But again, that doesn't feel very thematic in terms of the Spren getting to choose, because the Spren is still an object that gets left behind. So just thematically, it's like kind of like, okay.
I think that the ball has just been dropped. I think the ball is on the ground, it's shattered into pieces, and I think it is going to be really hard for this book to me to have a satisfying ending.
It is definitely in pieces. That is for sure. I also, Pinker Amani says the spiritual realm should have been like crazy Ruidian. And I agree. I think like if we want to point to something that has done this kind of thing well, this like past, like traveling into the past and big reveals being shown to us, Ruidian does it so well. And I expected...
I mean, Ruidian... Okay, but Ruidian might be the greatest...
Yes.
2 chapters ever written.
Sure.
So
yes, sure.
Let's not compare everything to Ruidian.
Sure. I'm just saying that I would have liked more of that. Like that was more of my, when we were going into the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
I was so excited because I thought that it would be more like that. Obviously not as fucking chef's kiss perfect, but I just thought that would be the vibe, and it is not the vibe.
Officially, Sam says the Dalinar vision literally is Windrunners dropping out of the sky and Stonewords gliding through stone. I'm wrong. I think that sucks then. I want that moment to be more about them and their Spren than just about them. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I was hoping we would get the moment of them breaking the bond, but... The moment. Oh, you thought that there would be a separate... I thought that was... I was assuming that was still to come in this book.
Well,
but if we've already seen that moment, we've already seen that moment.
It's kind of weird because Brandon showed that moment and then was like, well, actually, the Spren were the one that chose, but we don't actually... Because that information is not revealed yet, we can't see that in
and it means nothing at this point.
Book. Well,
it's valueless information.
Yeah.
And that's where the problem with this book comes, is that you have so much valueless information in that it is real and it happened on Roshar, and that is mildly interesting in the same way that if it was written into a textbook, I'd be like, oh, cool. There's a lot of stuff in this book that feels like it should be in the world guide for the TTRPG.
Sure.
A lot of this book feels like information that feels like stuff that a dungeon master needs to run a TTRPG setting in the Radiant Times.
Yeah, it feels less like a narrative.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not emotionally relevant to the present. It doesn't help our present characters at all. And if I was a dungeon master and this is the information that I was giving a table about the past, I have a feeling the players would be like, I don't understand how this is relevant. And I would be sitting there as a dungeon master being like, no, you just need to know this stuff.
Yeah.
And it's such a fascinating disappointment, because because it follows up Oathbringer, which is such a good book. And like held so much promise for the future of that conflict.
Yeah.
And introduced the idea of like, we're the colonizers and what does that mean? And then that meant it just kind of means nothing. And like these books just there's reveals piled on reveals piled on reveals piled on reveals that don't connect to each other.
Yeah.
And so you end up in this point where like we're in day 7. We don't know what the Contest of Champions is. Dalinar is still in most of his scenes going, I don't know what I'm doing. Navani is like, wow, God's here. That's crazy. I don't know what I'm doing. Shallan is going through her plotline from book 3 again. Rinlarin and R'lain are unaware of the fact that the stakes are high, and they're so big. And they're so cute, and I love the gays. I love the gays.
Yeah.
But like,
in our reactions, we were like, love these moments, love these things. Wish it was like fucking day 2 or something, or like last book. You know, like
they should have been the Rhythm of War couple.
Yeah.
The whole, the background of Rhythm of War should have been this, like, will they, won't they tower romance between the two of them.
Yeah.
And I understand that, like, Renarin had to not be a character because he was a plot device protecting Dalinar from Odium's sight.
Yeah.
You could have had a different plot device, and then you could have had those two characters do this so that it didn't feel like you were shoving their gay romance in right before you revealed that there was an interspecies romance in the past that was relevant.
Yeah.
And like that, those things, Catherick says it would have been a great novella. I don't think it should be a novella.
No, because it is going to be very relevant.
Shimon relationship is important, right? But yeah. I just think that it feels...
Or maybe we are putting importance on it that's not going to be there, and we're going to be disappointed, which would also be wild.
Well, but it is important. Whether or not it's important to anything else, it is important that it happened.
Okay.
I like the Gareth Shimone stuff because at least it's emotional, right? At least it has some emotional tie to the idea of bonds.
Yeah.
Right? I like that moment a lot. The Dalinar being like, I cannot believe my wife just watched me kiss a singer is a little bit much, but not that part. Him having that thought, but then when he has his arm around the singer and he's like, "What would no, I hate this for Navani," and I'm like, "Your arms around a woman, you're fine." She's not real. This happened 3,000 years ago.
Yeah.
I think Navani's gonna be okay with it.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I think that this book might be the greatest example of missed opportunities. And I'm at a point where I don't care anymore. And that's so sad because the Adolin stuff is so good. And the Zeth Kaladin stuff is so good.
Yeah.
And if I could read the rest of the book with just their POVs, I would.
Well, and I said this in the reaction, but I want to reiterate it. I am interested in what happens. Like, I do want to know, but I have kind of lost the faith that I will be satisfied by this book.
Sort of like how you've lost faith that you'll be satisfied by me ever.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, 100%. That's why we're poly, you know what I mean?
Oh no, I set that up so well.
Yeah, I was like, you literally just handed that to me on a platter. I can't, like, not take it.
Oh, God.
I hesitated because I was like, is this too mean? But that was all on you. Yeah, I'm just less excited about this book because I'm like, I don't think it's gonna bring it home for me.
Pink Armando says, yeah, it feels like 3 books got squished together into this boring mess of a book. I think the thing that surprises me the most is how boring this book is. Like, just moment to moment, how genuinely, like, this is the first Brandon Sanderson book in a while that I've had to go back and re-listen to stuff because I stopped paying attention.
And it's always, here's the thing, I will say, for me, it's only the spiritual realm stuff. I feel very locked into the other plot lines. Genuinely, I don't find those boring. But I do find it jarring.
Blue Sparrows, thank you for 10 gifted memberships. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hell yeah. You can now go watch the reaction. You got a membership. Let's go.
Thank you so much, Blue Sparrows. That is incredibly kind.
We had a lot of audiobook reactions this week. So.
You can watch me give up on this book in the 87 reaction if you'd like. And then get saved by Lift.
Sure.
Lift,
yeah, fair.
Literally
the Lift
saves the day.
Audiobook.
Interlude 13 saved the day for me. That interlude fucked.
Yeah.
That interlude was so good.
Yeah. That's what the interlude should... Anyway, okay.
You are right. You are right. There is nothing actually happening on Roshar that I find boring.
Yeah, right.
I'm only bored by mostly Shallan. I think Shallan might be the worst character in the history of fiction now. That's an exaggeration.
We read Fourth Wing. Like, come on.
I'm exaggerating. I genuinely hate the Shallan stuff.
Yeah. You guys know she was like a favorite of mine for a while there, and this book is really is working hard to undo that for me.
I wish the Relaine, Renarin stuff, I wish that they acknowledged that the stakes are high right now.
Oh yeah, but they're just
in their
chilling.
romance, they're so chill.
Yeah, they're just chilling.
They're just so chill.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the whole scene where they're like talking about like, is their romance inappropriate? It just needed a touch of this is the wrong time.
Urgency, yeah.
It just needed a touch of this is the wrong time. Instead of feeling like they had all the time in the world.
Yeah, because you could even just say, like, this feels like the wrong time, but it might be our only time.
Yes.
And that's all that you need to kind of light that fire under the ass of being like, the clock is ticking. They don't even know how long they've been in here.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying. They should be like, what if it's been 10 years? Right? I do wish that was somehow integrated into their storyline because I think that it's incredibly relevant. But...
Oh, I will tell you the other plot line. No, there's one plot line on Roshar that could put me to sleep. The Venli stuff is so pointless.
Oh, it's barely there, though.
I know, but
she got, like, one section of a chapter.
They are walking through every time they are walking through the chasms again, I'm like, just come back to this. When they're there.
But at least I know where they're going and that they're going to interact with the plot.
I know where they're going already. I don't need you to every day check in to be like, are you guys still walking? And they're like, we're walking. I'm a-wandering. All right, let's get into the chapters here.
Watchers are outed by receiving memberships. You don't have to be a chatter, but we appreciate it. We appreciate all of you.
You don't have to be you don't even have to be watching to get a membership, so...
Oh, yeah, that is true.
They might not be here. They might not know until they get that email, that notification later.
Yeah, no, it's super true.
Jonathan O'Neill, oh, look, a bridge, and it's gone. What a plot line. What a plot line.
Yeah.
At least they're intentional in their plot lines.
But nobody walks alone.
Chapter 78, A True Radiant, we cut to Sigzil. Sigzil is having a conversation with his generals. And they basically set up this cool plan where Stargyle, the hottest man in all of Roshar, is going to set a light weaving over their gemstones, and they're going to try and trick the enemy into taking their gemstones that don't exist because the bondsmiths are gone. Something the bondsmiths have not thought about once the entire book, which I really think they should have.
I would have appreciated that, yeah, for
sure.
sure.
Claris keeps being like, I just want Navani and at least once a week, she just turns to me randomly in the car and is like, we're not talking about Stormlight. We will be in the middle of, like, talking about something else, and she has ADHD, so this happens a lot. But she'll just turn to me and be like, I just wish Dalinar and Navani would acknowledge that without them, their soldiers don't have Stormlight. And I'm like, what? Wait. Oh, yeah.
That's all I need.
Great. Yeah, that's a just topic of conversation we were in the middle of.
One line. One teensy weensy line.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder how much Stormlight they have left without me. Anyways,
yeah.
Spoiler alert, it's not enough, probably.
But it is, when chat told us, that Dalinar, that Brandon Sanderson wrote the plot lines on their
separately
own and then mashed them together, that's one of those things where it's like...
It makes so much sense.
The connective tissue between the plot lines is missing because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Judah Isaac, thank you for that super chat.
So much. Hell yeah.
In my re-listen to this book, the flaws do stand out more to me than my first read, but I'm still finding myself enjoying the vibe. Sando Def got lost in the sauce for this, though, and needed more time. That's interesting.
I love the vibe of just the Stormlight Archive, for sure. So I completely understand that. I think that this book is so difficult for me because... I think that Oathbringer was so good. Like, there's been so much more that I have enjoyed that those flaws really kind of get me down when I'm like trying to enjoy the book. But if if I didn't have expectations of it, you know, I think that I could just kind of read this book casually and not really like give a shit, and that I would appreciate the world and the vibe and all that. But
I would have just stopped reading.
Well, yeah,
if it weren't
it's not really your thing.
We've come to the slog of this series,
sure,
where, like I said during Wheel of Time, if it weren't for book club, I would have stopped reading.
Yeah,
I would have put this down and moved on to something else.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's not that it's bad. It's not that it's bad. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that it's bad. I am saying that I would have moved on to something else, and then by the time I got back around to this, I would have been like, fuck, man, I don't remember where I was. I would have put it down and played a video game.
Sure.
And I would have played fucking like, I don't know, maybe Dispatch. I've heard the Candela Obscure team won an award last night and ended their speech by being like, also play Dispatch. That game's fucking great.
Right. Yeah.
I think that this is a book that I would have at some point put down with the intention of, and being like, I'll get to it later. I'm not into this right now.
Sure.
And I don't know that I ever would have. And
yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's into that category of like, there's enough good here where like, I don't think it's just garbage. The Adolin stuff genuinely, and he's my favorite character.
Yeah.
The Adolin stuff genuinely is so good.
Yeah.
But I just think that I would have been like, I need a break, and I don't know that I ever would have made it back from that break.
Yeah, I feel like it is disingenuous to be like, oh, this book is bad.
Yeah.
But I think that it is
a mess.
Yeah, like what Judah said. Thank you for that super chat. Yeah, it is a bit of a mess. Lost in the sauce is a good way to put that.
Pinky Armando says, yeah, they keep acting like their deadline is 10 days, not immediately for the good of the fighting. Exactly.
Yeah.
And this is the plot lines not feeling like they relate to one another, is that they're like, God, we just have to get back by the end of the 10 days. And they've Dalinar is a general who isn't even thinking about the war. He never is like, I wonder how, they're not talking about what the countries are up to. Like, Dalinar and Navani,
he could ask the Stormfather.
They set the plans.
He could be like, yo, Stormfather, like, how's Narak holding up?
He set the plans
for, they're not besties right now, but still. All
of those fights and has not thought about them one time.
Yeah.
And it's really rough because he's in this plot line where he isn't focused on any goals. He doesn't have goals, right? He's just trying to he's trying to figure out where Honor's power lies and has no idea how to do that. So he's just kind of fumbling. And in that fumbling, he's not thinking about the real world. He's just thinking about the 10-day goal. And so there's this weird kind of soup of a plot line around him where he's not intentional in his scenes. But at the same... And it also doesn't help, I think, that his powers are so kind of sure in the spiritual realm that, like, he's like, I can do this now. And you're like, I mean, that makes sense. It's the spiritual realm.
Because everything's just investiture. Which is fine.
But so there's not this, like, feeling of forward momentum for him, but he's also not thinking about the people he supposedly cares about.
Yeah.
And so it's tough. It's tough to get a read on, like, him.
Yeah.
On his plot line.
Samantha, congratulations on having a baby. That is very impressive. Well done.
Samantha, congrats. Whoa! Did you name it Nerdy after me?
Yeah.
Did you name your child after me, Samantha? The chat must know.
I'm sure.
I'm so kidding. Please do not name your child after me. Please don't do it.
Oh my god. Also, yeah, welcome on in. A couple people have been like, oops, late. No problem. It's all good. We'll be here. We're chatting. We're hanging. Having a good time.
Baby having is a lot of work.
For no reason in particular, if you joined late, I'd love to know your favorite Monster Hunter armor, but that's just, not related. But yeah, congratulations.
Yeah, Samantha, congratulations. That is incredible. I hope you had the most, easy and painless birth.
Yeah.
And I hope we will call her Nerdy Love. I hope that
she will be nerdy, but she won't be nerdy.
I do hope that you find a way to sleep in the coming months.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. Wow, yeah.
Sir Jim, I thought it.
Wow. You know what? I was so despaired at this book, but then someone come in and be like, I had a baby. It makes me feel so good, man.
And that's pretty fucking
We don't
cool.
want kids, but for people who want kids, I'm always so happy when you have them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I know I don't want kids, is because I'm so happy for other people.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't hate children. I don't want my own.
No. We'll babysit for your siblings, but yeah. I mean, we're just not home that often, but...
Will we, though?
Hey, yeah.
No.
If Alex and Mark want to go see a movie, fuck yeah.
Leave them with my parents.
Oh my god. Well, they'll be there too. We will assist babysitting. Your parents do most of that.
I'm really good for like an hour. Sure. I can entertain the kids for an hour, and then I want to go do something else.
Yeah.
I get bored.
Oh my god.
Okay, sorry. Sigzil has his plan.
It's a good plan.
It ends with Sigzil
Kind of giving Leighton a pep talk. Leighton's like, man, I don't think I'm a real Radiant. And Sigzil's like, oh, so you think Kaladin's an idiot then? And he's like, what?
I have to go
what
find
do
the
you
book.
mean?
Wait, give me a sec.
Oh, all right.
You talk about. Oh, there it is.
And Sigzil's like, well, if you respect Kaladin and his decisions, then you have to respect the decision that he put us in charge. So
that moment is great.
Yeah.
That moment is great. I think that this chapter ends with Sigzil having another conversation with himself, where he talks. This book is a lot when it comes to characters openly discussing their inner feelings. Mm-hmm. Sigzil has another conversation where he's like, "This is the man that I can be," and I feel like there's been too many times, Brandon.
There's been a couple
where characters end their chapters by being like, yeah. And it was in that moment that I, Sigzil, discovered that I could be the leader. Yeah. And I was like, okay, him having that conversation with Leighton was great.
Yeah. You
didn't need to then have his internal monologue spell out what we just watched happen.
Yeah, sure. It's definitely happened a few times.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we cut over to Venli. Venli's walking through the chasm.
Yep.
The end. Then we cut over to a conversation between Jasnah and Queen Fen that... How did you feel about the conversation between Jasnah and Queen Fen?
Well, I know you didn't like it. I honestly, it was pretty fast, so it wasn't like it, dragged on. I do think this idea that Fen being like, well, what if they meant for us to discover this ruse, and it's just a ruse on a ruse on a ruse on a ruse on a ruse, and it's like, okay, well, Jasnah's like, if you always think that way, then you can never actually know anything and never act upon anything, and then you just live in fucking paralysis your whole life. So we have to take what we do know for certain, and it's that it appears that we were not meant to discover this, and we have to act accordingly.
And then Queen Fen says, what if you're wrong? And I want to read from the book, from the good book, Wind and Truth.
The good book.
You could be killing me and my kind. To which Jasnah responds, my moral philosophy is to do the most good I can in any situation. Which, like, what an insane fucking thing to say out loud.
Wait, why? Oh, like saying,
my moral philosophy. Queen Fen is like, me and all of the people I love could die. And her response is, my moral philosophy? Fuck off. Talk like a person, Jasnah. And then, it isn't actually that bad on its own. It isn't. But if you go just a little bit further down the page, the end of the chapter is, do the most good, she thought to herself. When decisions grew difficult, she relied on this guiding philosopher. You just had your character say that fucking out loud. You do not need to reiterate it. If you're going to have your character be this fucking blunt, if you're going to have this character be this fucking blunt, you don't have to reiterate the exact same thought 3 paragraphs later. This is why I'm exhausted with this book.
Yeah.
This is the writing that makes me exhausted with this book.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have your characters talk like fucking aliens, who are like, my moral philosophy is that or like robots. Jasnah is like talking like a robot. Fine. You have put it on the page. You've made it as explicit as possible. To then reiterate the exact same thought in her internal monologue 3 paragraphs later is... And you gaslit me into saying this wasn't said. And I was like, no, I'm sure it was.
Like, I don't remember that.
It is... I don't know how an editor... I blocked it
out because I was like, oh, I read it once already.
I don't know how an editor didn't circle this in red and go, you've had Jasnah say the same thing out loud and then in her head within a couple of paragraphs, making this character that you say is intelligent and rich and complex feel cardboard thin in terms of, like, writing her to be a real person. Real people don't do this. We think in, like, circles. We think in, like, in metaphor and all these things. We don't respond to someone emotionally being like, my people might die with my moral philosophy. And then that person gets up and leaves and goes, but my guiding philosophy is the moral philosophy that I just said out loud. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I read the end of this chapter and I was like, this feels unedited. It feels like nobody read this book. It just went out into the world as a draft. And then people are like, this is the first thing I would circle. This is the first thing I would circle and send back and be like, this is so, it's like kindergarten level.
Yeah.
It's such a disappointment to me because the emotional conversations between characters in the first books of this series were so rich.
Yeah, 100%.
Some of the Kaladin...
Even last book, even
Rhythm of War.
Between Navani and Rabonia was incredible work.
100%.
Yeah.
That's such a great point. Rhythm of War, despite being slow and having weird pacing, had some of the best inter-character dialogue of the Stormlight Archive.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah.
And this book is making me look back so fondly on Rhythm of War. I'm like, maybe Rhythm of War was a banger, and I
like Rhythm of War more than you do, but yeah.
I am gaslighting myself and being like, it's better than this, so maybe I was...
Guys, maybe Nerdy was wrong.
But yeah, Yasna saying out loud, this emotional plea of like, my people might all die.
Yeah.
My moral philosophy is to do the most good for the most people. Great. Cool.
Very helpful.
Thanks, Yasna.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I don't know. Yeah. The end of this chapter really fucked me up.
Yeah.
It really fucked me up. I was like, Yasna, what are you doing?
I know. You were like, wait a minute. And I was like, oh, I missed that. Because I think my brain was like, oh, we already said that, so I'm not going to remember it the second time.
Yeah.
I only have so much room up here, guys. Okay?
It's just such a strange reiterated thought when we already know. You know what I mean? Like, we're just being told stuff about characters we know.
Yeah.
In plain English. I don't know. Chapter 79, The Rhythm of Longing. Shallan has a vision. Another fucking vision of her past.
Yeah.
Shallan gets...
she's almost gonna see the white carpet turns red and then changes it to... hiding from her parents while they have a fight.
And then her mom is like...
Don't want to think about it. Don't see my mom. Don't acknowledge.
This is who I want to be. No, but her mom is like, this is who I am. I'm not a warrior. Or something like that.
Yeah, I know.
Her mom is Chana the Herald.
I know.
That may be relevant at the end of this book, or it may be relevant in book 9.
Yeah, I was like, I doubt it. Anyway, she tells her brothers a story, and it's very sweet.
Yeah, it's a sweet moment.
It's the moment that Testament is drawn to her.
Which, it says that drawn to her lies. Storytelling isn't lies.
No,
storytelling
she
is
says
storytelling.
specifically to the lies that she is telling herself about being happy and putting on a brave face. It's not about the story that she's telling. It's about her acting as a lie to her siblings to make them feel better.
Renarin has a memory of being a kid where Adolin saved him.
Yeah, I mean, that happens.
And then Relaine, in order to set up this truncated and kind of shoved in gay romance. Uh-huh. And look, guys, I love gay romance. I'm not saying that it shouldn't be here because it's woke or some shit. Before anyone on the internet gets confused, I suck dick. I just want to be very explicit about that.
Yeah, you said that on the Daring to Press channel.
I enjoy sucking dick, okay?
Yeah.
Relaine has this shoved in plotline in day 7 of this book where apparently none of the listeners cared that he was a spy and he felt bad about it.
Yeah. Again, the Relarin stuff I just wish was somewhere else in the series.
I wish this was seeded earlier because this felt real weird to just kind of be suddenly in book 7, Relaine's guiding like insecurity is
that he was nobody's first choice, and I'm like, okay.
Even though Bridgefort loved him, I don't know, it's weird. This just felt so. It just felt so weird to put it here. But anyway, we get these 3 flashbacks. That are going to have something to do with Biodemishram.
Yes, exactly. It's going to lead them to Biodemishram.
I don't think it is.
I don't know. I don't know either. I'm like, again, I don't have high hopes, and I hate that I feel that way because of so much of the series that I have.
Well, the problem with the 3 flashbacks is that Shallan's directly sets up something about the Heralds that is very important, I think, to the main plot. No, she
forced herself into a different one.
No, I know, but the blood on the carpet was still going to be about how her mom is a Herald, right? What we learn from narratively in this book, what we get from the 3 flashbacks.
Wait a minute. Whoa. If Shallan killed her mother,
yeah,
then that means she went back to Braze, got tortured, and then was reborn again. Because otherwise, this wouldn't be able to happen.
I don't know what you mean.
Otherwise, this whole series would be able to happen. The heralds have to stay there and not
But they have to
give
choose
up.
to stay there.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. So she's actually reborn back in the world somewhere.
Yeah.
Shallan's mom is out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
She went back to Braze and then went, fuck this, and went back to Roshar.
Which is so dumb. She's like, I'm willing to kill my daughter to stop the Voidbringers coming back, but I'm not willing to hang out in Braze for a little longer. Like, that woman is fucked in the head. That's fascinating. She's a terrible person.
Yeah, she's bad. They're all bad. Everyone's bad.
Yeah.
That's just...
Yeah. Well, because you were like, oh, Talon's dead. He went back to Braze, so now they're going to stop the Voidbringers from being reborn. And I'm like...
Unless he just breaks immediately. Unless him and Shalash break immediately and come back to Roshar, right?
Yeah. I guess that is true. There's already a huge war going on. I don't know what's more helpful, but... Apparently, Talon being here and Lucid is very helpful, because he can just fucking kill every single goddamn...
It's...
Heavenly one.
Can I be honest about that moment? Look, it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Okay, I want to be clear. It's so cool. But it is cool in that anime way where you're like, oh, this kind of breaks the Cosmere. Because this one character is now so powerful that the rest of the fights kind of don't make sense.
But he's dead, so it doesn't matter.
I know, but that power level shouldn't be possible. Otherwise, you're saying that the Heralds are the most powerful people in the universe of the Cosmere, which gets real sticky. Anime has this problem when you start to introduce characters whose power level is so much greater than your greatest soldiers, right? Mm-hmm. And if this would not matter at all if this weren't a Cosmere novel, where we're trying to set up what the conflict of the Cosmere is going to be, which is what these books feel like they're leading to. Brandon is going a little too anime here in a way that I think he's going to have to weirdly walk back later with Talon, because if Talon is so much more powerful than Kaladin, and Kaladin is infinitely more powerful than almost every person on you know what I mean, you run into this problem of these characters have normal investiture powers. How does Roshar then interact with the rest of the Cosmere? Right, you run into a weird power scaling issue, and I think that Brandon Sanderson loves Stormlight more than he loves his other worlds. But in loving this one a little bit more, I think he's causing the future Cosmere fight problem of the Rosharans are better than everybody else.
Yeah, the thing for Talon though that I will say that the reason it doesn't really bother me that much is because Talon was the best fighter, was the strongest one, and has been the best for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And I just think that, over that amount of time, you are the fucking best. You get reborn into a body that is still the body that you had in your peak. That is still the body that is the best fighter that you have. And you learn new things because you're so old. I do understand why he is so powerful. At least logically it makes sense to me, but it does...
If this was just a Roshar series,
yeah.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
But what it opens up power scale wise is how do you have these people fight each other eventually when the upper
it's like when the Miss Marvel problem,
you've shifted what the upper it's the Captain Marvel problem.
Captain Marvel,
once you shift what the upper limit of ability is in your world, everything else has to creep up to that.
Captain Marvel has to be off world when other shit's happening because she could just come in and solve it. Yes,
you once you shift the power, the peak of power, what will happen naturally is that now all of your hero characters have to slowly creep up to that power level. It's the Superman problem. Superman wasn't that strong, but then they created someone who could beat Superman. Yeah. And so once he beat Superman had to get stronger. Yep. And then that dragged everybody else up. And so slowly over the DC universe, you've watched Superman get stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. And so Batman makes less sense.
Yeah.
The problem isn't actually the people at the top. Kaladin getting stronger and getting to Talon's level won't be a problem.
Yeah.
We'll buy it because he's Kaladin.
But it does.
But it makes Adolin make less sense over time.
Adolin feeling obsolete does,
Because then you have this problem of the fused will have to rise to meet the... In order for there to be stakes, the fused will have to get more powerful alongside Kaladin. Because Kaladin is going to have to get up to that level. And then what happens is that Adolin will still be able to fight fused, even though we'll watch the fused fight Kaladin, and there will be stakes in the Kaladin fight, but there also somehow has to be stakes in the Adolin fight. And it just... Once you power scale like this, it gets so complicated to keep a universe going. It's not that hard to keep a story going.
Yeah.
But it's going to be... The cosmic implications of Talon being able to do this is going to get real weird.
Yeah.
Mimunk says, or DBZ, Goku is now a god. Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goku is so strong by like Dragon Ball Super that the power level of like Goku is regularly fighting gods in that show.
Yeah.
Like regularly and whooping their asses.
Yeah.
And so Krillin is like, I've got a disc. And you're like, great, Krillin, go home and fuck your wife. She's so hot. We don't need you.
All right.
Krillin is a short king and he's batting so far out of his league.
I have never seen it, so I would...
Babe,
okay.
I need your... Okay, Krillin... I need your reaction to this couple. And 18.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, no, he did good. But look at how many abs that man has got, you know?
Like Krillin is batting 85,000.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely fair. I couldn't even pull that.
No one has pulled at a greater level than Krillin in the history of fiction.
Yeah, good for him. You know what? Good for him.
She is 2 feet taller than him.
She's like, I like a man that I can pick up and throw around. You know what I mean?
She is also a robot.
Oh.
Kind of. She's Android 18. That's her name.
Anyways, we're talking about Stormlight. Wild. Chapter 80 is Adolin. He's just at the watch post, and there's a new fabrial called binoculars. Ooh. Which honestly is super fucking useful. And Adolin's like, we need to get every single scout and every single person one of these sets of binoculars. And he's like, Colette's like, oh, bro, we have like one. We've got one.
Can we just invent normal shit though in this world? Does everything have to involve Spren?
Wait, no, that's how everything works in this world. Of course it's going to involve Spren.
I know. I get that. But they're like, yeah, we've trapped a new Spren that allows us to have binoculars. And I was like, why haven't they just been able to invent binoculars?
Because all of their science is focused on using Spren towards their needs.
Except
why would you investigate anywhere else?
I know. The fabrial thing is weird.
Electricity might be able to exist, but how would you know that, or where would you even begin to look for that when you have Spren right there that can solve that problem? That's where all their energy and resources are going into.
No, that's fair. The binoculars have to zoom in. What? Okay. Victor Desana, explain that to me. So you're looking at a Spren, and the Spren... What? I don't know, man.
Yep.
100%. I don't know. There was a comment that they didn't need it to be a fabrial because the lenses do it all.
Well, yeah, the lenses are still, like, magnifying. But the Spren can zoom into a thing, I guess, and detect it. You have to just think about it properly.
I didn't like it.
Okay.
Using mental powers to make a Spren zoom in, it felt like the zoom and enhance issue in, like, CSI. When you're like, that's not how computers work.
I don't...
When they're like zoom in on that photo and then they zoom in and then they like enhance the photo to like see the reflection of the killer in like the side of the car, and you're like, that's not how any photography has ever worked in the history of mankind.
Yeah, those security cameras are real 8K quality. Damn.
Sand isn't abundant. Sand would be the most abundant thing on this planet. Are you kidding me?
There's no sand. There
is a violent storm that crosses the planet over and over and over and over and over every...
Yeah, but they don't have sand. We haven't seen sand anywhere.
You would have beaches.
Okay, but I don't think
the planet isn't tidally
there
locked.
There are rock beaches.
That's not how that works. This planet,
What do you mean that's not how that works? I don't know if they have sand on this planet.
They have erosion. There's too much insane water shit going on.
Yeah, but
the chasms would have become sand.
But sand is a specific kind of mineral.
No, sand is... There's all kinds of... Like, sand can be made out of a bunch of things.
Yeah.
The high storm takes the sand away. Yeah, but it would still gather. Guys, sand happens. The existence of the chasms means that sand happens. Like, sand is
They have glass, so they would have sand.
Yeah, they have glass. They have windows.
Well, no, they can soul cast things, so I don't fucking know.
They can also make sand.
That's, yeah.
If they need sand, they can make sand, okay? There's depth sand. Guys, erosion exists. The sand is all covered in a hard layer of creme. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah.
That is actually an interesting point.
You'd have to find a way to separate that, for sure.
You would have to dig for sand.
Right. Huh.
Oh, that's actually a fascinating point. Sand would be a lot of effort to obtain.
Right.
It exists, right? Like, sand just has to exist.
Yeah. But they can just soul cast it.
Unless erosion doesn't exist on the planet. But I don't want to get into the, like, what if your magical world doesn't have erosion? Because that breaks physics.
No, we know it does because there are ruins that are, like, eroded and covered by creme.
Right. So, but the sand would exist, or the sand would mix with creme, and it would be you would have to, like, mix whatever creme is. You'd have to mix the creme out of it.
Like, not distill, but like.
But
that
they have
process
windows,
of separation.
so we know that they have sand.
And that's what I'm saying. You can probably soul cast it.
Oh, soul cast the. Oh, you skip the sand and go straight to the window. That's interesting. I would love to. Oh my god! Like, this would be like a novella or something, but a novella about, like, a soul caster who makes, like, stained glass windows out of stained glass sand, out of soul cast sand, soul cast glass. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Because we know that stained glass exists, right? Because Renarin knows what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, they have sand. Renarin knows what stained glass is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have sand. Chat's trying to gaslight me into thinking there's no fucking sand. They have sand.
No, everyone in chat has said there is sand. I was the one that was like, oh, I don't know if they've mentioned sand. Chat is not trying to gaslight you.
Don't
get mad at them for my mistakes.
Sand would not survive the storms of this world. Arzu is gaslighting me.
No, because the creme would get, like, the creme would get mixed in and hide it. Like,
sure,
you'd have to find a way to separate that.
Oh, and their body is slowly turning into stained glass. That's kind of a beautiful little novella.
That's terrifying.
Arzu's trying to gaslight me, okay? Sand exists because Bernard knows what stained glass is, which only exists if there's sand.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Boom. Argument won. Argument fucking won, chat.
I don't think anyone was worried.
Argument fucking won, chat. Boom.
Well, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. When to get a lot of sand, I'm sure you have to grind the harder minerals or dig for it.
Sure, yeah. The creme would make it harder, but...
The process of getting sand is definitely more difficult. Anyways, there's cool binoculars now. We cut to Navani, who's just in a vision in Urithiru, and she's able to connect to the sibling there. Blues Barrows, thank you for that super chat. Guys, Words of Radiance, there was a whole argument about washing sand. No, I do remember this now.
But that was specifically the sand in the fighting pits.
Yeah.
Which just is sand. Guys, they're sand.
Yeah.
Arzu, you gaslighter.
Quartz is hard and chemically oh my god. Yeah, there's sand. So yes, Navani is what is she doing? She's
in
Dalinar following
fake
Gareth.
Urithiru.
Yes.
The tower is dying, but we don't find out why, because why would we find out anything in this book?
No, we're not allowed to know. But we are able to create, or Dalinar is able to create a connection between Malishi and Navani, because they're both bondsmiths for the tower, and like
but
makes
she doesn't
that
tell her, and so she's like, Dalinar, I swear to God. Don't just do stuff.
Don't just do stuff. You gotta
without asking me.
Tell me first. Let me know what the fuck's going on, because she jumps into Malishi's place, and it's kind of like,
it's like whoa,
thrown for a loop, right?
Also, fuck Malishi. This series hates people with M names. Moash, piece of shit. Malishi, piece of shit.
True. Yeah.
We don't like M names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a fan, I guess.
But we like the D.
But the Skybreakers and the Rainbow, everyone's fighting. Everything's falling apart. They're going to have to abandon the tower.
Yeah.
Everyone's freaking out. It's really not good.
Yeah. This is all... This all felt like it was going to be so interesting, and then that goes nowhere.
They
leave the tower.
Yeah, need it. Yeah.
All right. Adolin is with Cushcam, Cushcam? Fucking boss.
Yeah.
I like Cushcam a lot.
Yeah.
What a character. And they're talking about the trying to defend the dome using talk from like the game of Towers. And they're trying to figure out if maybe they should try and like lock the fused in, maybe block some exits and stuff. And Adolin is like, hey, Maya might need you. And she's like, please, help is coming.
Yeah, just hold out for like just a second longer, please, if you can.
What do you think Maya's bringing?
Bro, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because I don't think that it's going to be just a bunch of honor spren. Because even if they like bond right away, like there's only so much help that they can provide.
Here's what here's what I was thinking.
Maybe. Okay, hear me out. Maya is like, I'm gonna go get Sureblood and the music spren, and we're gonna have the army of fucking horses from the Lord of the Rings on the 5th day are all gonna charge down the hill, but they're all like horse spren. And so they just like barrel through the brass fucking dome that they
all the
built.
Rashadium across Roshar have been charging across the planet, and they all come into Azmir at the same time.
Actually, they all start running so fast that they turn back time. So we get...
I kind of thought the honor spread and the Deadeyes might... When they dropped the firebombs in the dome... Now, this has already happened, so I don't think this is what... what I thought was going to happen was that they were going to drop the firebombs in the dome, causing the Fused and the Singers to retreat back into Shadesmar. And then when that happened, we were going to like cut to Maya's POV, and Maya and the Deadeyes and the honor spread were going to start cutting down the Fused and the... Singers from behind in Shadesmar. Yeah. So that they would have arrived. Now, obviously, the firebomb thing already happened, and like that didn't happen. But that's where I thought it was going.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if it is if it is the honor spren, because like we know that a lot of the honor spren who were willing to help kind of already have. Right. So that's kind of it's a little funky, which is why I'm like, who else do we know that's in Shadesmar that might be able to help in some way? And we do know that the Rashadium are very special, right? Yes. They're sentient. They are very helpful. Like they, and Adolin has a connection with Sureblood already. I know it seems like a fucking crazy, far-fetched prediction, but it's the only one I've got, chat. It is the only one I got, because it's not even like what's-his-face can come help them, because he's been captured by the Ghostbloods. The Herald who was there. They can't even bring that, right?
Oh, yeah.
First time theory is Maya bringing the Deadeyes to help. Maybe, but I don't know how they would help, because they can barely...
Well, if the humans if a bunch of Sharblades just suddenly show up, the humans would have a huge advantage.
Oh, like they could just pick up a bunch of Deadeye Sharblades?
Yeah, if a bunch of Sharblades just suddenly appeared in your armory, that'd be pretty helpful.
You know what? Actually, that is pretty good theory.
But it doesn't matter that Adolin is thinking about defending the dome, because a Thunderclash shows up, and it... suddenly appears right on the outside of Azmir and starts heading for the dome.
Alexa over on Twitch asks, have you read Beautyland?
By Marie-Helene Bertino. No, we haven't. Is it good?
I have not. I don't know that book at all.
Jay Destined said, hi, the Twitch homepage said, why not these people? And I'm here. What an insane thing to get dropped into.
Welcome on in. We are on day 7 of Wind and Truth.
No spoilers past day 7.
Book 5 of the Stormlight Archive. So
this is a podcast that has been going on for 4 years.
That's crazy.
It'll be 4 years on the 31st.
So last week I was a little sick, and today Nerdy is a little bit sick, but we were like, we literally cannot cancel book club, because right now we have finishing this on our anniversary of book club. Yeah. And I refuse to jeopardize that in
I'm so excited to have the final episode of Win and Truth. Not the full book recap. That'll be a few days later. But
the
final episode of Win and Truth will be on the 4-year anniversary of this podcast.
So cool.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So we cut over to chapter 81, The Scholar with the Spear. The epigraphs here, this one is somehow, I've never been good at this, 10,000 years, and some things I just cannot learn. The epigraphs to this chapter are Wit's response to Yasna breaking up with him, right? Which is so funny. It's so funny that the epigraphs are Wit's apology to Yasna for not being better at dating a woman 10,000 years younger than him.
I don't know what else it would be.
Very, very funny.
Yeah.
Light by a Fool says, 1 Thunderclash versus 100 Great Shells. Who wins? Ooh.
should have saved that for the full book recap questions channel. No,
I'm going to go 100 great shells.
I don't know, yeah.
But that's if the great shells can pierce the stone at all. I don't know.
Exactly, that's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine a bunch of untrained people trying to use shards for the first time at a battle for the end of the world. Hey.
Shard plate, I would agree with you, but shard blades are actually, like, light and, like, easier to maneuver.
They're huge, and so definitely, you know, don't hit your buddies. But I would rather, as an untrained person, pick up a shard blade than throw on shard plates, because I think I would be more likely to hurt my allies in shard plate. But I don't know.
Sigil is fighting some Skybreakers, and he is kicking ass. Sigil has truly become a absolute monstrosity of a warrior on the battlefield. Great general, great man. And he gets a little message from Leighton being like, hey, Moash is here. And Sigil is like, do not fight him by yourself.
And then he doesn't get a reply.
Don't
so
do it.
Sigil's like, fuck.
Adolin, we cut over, he grabs a giant aluminum chain.
Which is so expensive.
How much is this thing fucking worth?
Holy shit.
And he starts charging down the Thunderclass on Gallon. It's dope as shit. Adolin is the best boy in the world, and I love him, and I want this animated movie, but I want you to cut all the bad stuff from this book and just do an Adolin animated movie.
100%. Kush Cam is visiting the wounded soldiers and hears the horns sound for an attack. And he starts going towards it, but unfortunately the deepest ones just start coming up out of the stone. So fuck that. That's terrifying.
And so he's like, all right, I'm not supposed to fight, but the deepest ones are in the market. It's time to fight. Let's go. Yeah. Arzu says Adolin carrying Wheel of Time on his and Gallant's back.
Wind and Truth. I think it was meant to be.
I don't think Adolin is
Wind
carrying
Wind of Time is very funny. I that's what I want.
Adolin would have solved the fight with the Dark One in like 6 months. Adolin would have had that final battle on lock.
Yeah, right.
Are you kidding me? Adolin would have been like, hey, Mazrim, I got this.
I got this.
You need to stand down.
I've got an aluminum fucking chain.
I'm gonna whoop your ass, buddy.
Yeah.
You think you're a good general? My name is Adolin motherfucking Colin.
Arzu, I have to say though, I do love that your spell check went, you didn't mean Wind and Truth, you meant Wheel of Time.
Yeah. That says a lot about you.
Yeah.
And then we get, I'm genuinely, sometimes I admit I'm surprised when certain things aren't asked or aren't commissioned for reactions. The end of chapter 81 is
banging.
Awful.
Yes, but it is also banging.
So it is what Brandon Sanderson does so well in battle, which is in battle scenes, which is describe the anguish of the genuine loss that is experienced in a fight, right? And I think that there were elements of the end of Rhythm of War that did this very well.
Yeah.
And here we have Sigil and some squires and Leighton fighting Moash. And there's that Fabrial. Remember that Fabrial that hasn't been brought up since the beginning of Rhythm of War?
Right, yeah, that stops the powers.
That they never used in Rhythm of War again?
Well, I wonder if maybe they're just really scarce, but yeah, I don't know.
I think Moash has the only one. It is interesting to me that, like, he introduced this thing and then went a book and, like, 3/4 before using it again.
Yeah.
But anyway, it stops their powers. Moash still has his powers because he has an honor blade, which is not tied to... So it must have something to do with interrupting the Spren bond as opposed to interrupting the
surges.
The Stormlight.
Yeah.
Because Moash is still using Stormlight, right?
I think so. Moash's eyes can also see Spren now.
Yeah.
He's able to see Athenia. He stabs her. And she straight up dies.
Mm-hmm.
Sigil tries to get
everyone to run.
Tries to get Leighton out of the boundary of the device.
I like that Sigil's Spren tells him is like it's 133 feet to the edge.
Yeah, she knows.
She's gone full Oracle. Like I just want her like red-haired in a wheelchair with strings.
Yeah.
Full Barbara Gordon. She is kind of Cortana. Yeah.
Right.
Chief. And so Sigil fights and gets Moash to kind of flee.
And tries to get Leighton to safety, but...
Unfortunately, Leighton is killed.
Yeah. And in Leighton's death rattle, he says that Sigil and Vienta are going to die by Moash as well.
That death rattle was...
horrifying.
Like, I know that I'm the anti-prophecy guy, right? I've said that a lot. This is not prophecy. This is not what I mean when I say that, right? This, to me, is how you use the ability to see the future.
Yeah.
Which is to place something truly, like, life-changing and awful or good in front of a character, and then the story becomes about how they deal with that. And this is so specific to Sigil, and oh man, it hits so hard. I thought the end of the Sigil stuff in the end of chapter 81 here emotionally was the most invested I've been in this book by a long way. And that's not to say there's not other emotional stuff in this book. There's so much in this book. Some of it is very emotional. But this Sigil stuff with Leighton, I thought he absolutely crushed it. And I just wish more of the book felt like this. I wish this was kind of the vibe of this finale of part 1 of the Stormlight. Because the end of this chapter, I was like, holy shit, day 7 is... oh, we're doing it. We're doing the fucking thing. And I was like, oh, we're about to... all of my feelings of like, oh, do I like this book? I don't know that I do. I'm kind of bored. I'm kind of... I thought this was going to be the turning point for the upswing where I was like, oh, shit, the Sanderlanche is beginning. And all of those feelings that have kind of held me back from being fully into this book stop here. Because that's how good I thought the end of chapter 81 is. And it says a lot about what the rest of day 7 was after this to me. That feeling, that I lost that feeling, unfortunately. But in this moment, as Leighton was dying, as Sigil was holding him, as Leighton said the death rattle to Sigil and informed him of his impending doom, and informed him of the emotional destiny that he's going to have to work through. And you know, the future isn't set in stone in this world, right? So, like, it's not guaranteed. But I thought the end of chapter 81 was wonderful. Was like genuinely wonderful. I just loved it.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it was very, very, very hard to read. Chapter 82, the primary purpose of science. Navani, where she's still just kind of doing stuff. She's talking to the sibling. She's like, hey, how you doing? And the sibling's like, I'm good.
I'm good.
That's it. That she doesn't ask any questions.
Hey, sibling, how are people doing on Stormlight? How's the war effort going? How are things running in my absence? Oh wait, we don't get
those aren't questions.
Not important.
That Navani asks.
No.
And the sibling is like, hey, Navani, have Dalinar follow Gareth because that's important.
Yeah.
Great.
That man is a liar.
And so Dalinar does. Dalinar is like, oh, it's about connection. So I can connect with how Gareth is feeling. And so because I can connect with how Gareth is feeling, we're bros now. This is how easy it is for men to make friends.
I love that.
We're just like,
as long as you decide to actually
are you a leader struggling
empathize with someone, you can make lots of friends. But many men choose not to. So
yeah, you just need to be able to empathize enough that you become friends, but not enough that you don't feel like a man about it. Mm-hmm. That's how men work.
AJ Jordan, yes, the Bondsmiths don't know that the High Storm is dead, but the High Storm
wasn't the plan. The plan
only
was
shows up every 9 days or something. Like the High Storm doesn't show up regularly.
Dalinar created the plan where he was going to be sending Stormlight to the battlefield.
Yeah.
And then has not followed up on it, which I just think is such a weird thing for this book to not put just
not even address.
2 lines into.
Yeah.
Dalinar has not wondered about the battlefield at all. And it's weird because it was his war plan.
Yeah.
If it wasn't his war plan, okay,
whatever. 5 days. Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay,
like
5 days.
But it was it's specifically that it's the plan he set up that he has not considered for a moment in all of this.
Yeah.
Because it's that his plot line is 10 days, 10 days, 10 days, 10 days.
Yeah.
Not thinking about the fact, he hasn't even thought about, like, even if there was one line where he was like, I hope the country lines hold in 10 days.
Hey, I hope my son is still alive.
It's so funny that even in that joke, you're having Dalinar forget that he has 2 sons.
Well, Renarin is not in the middle of leading a battle.
Yeah.
You know, but yes.
Adolin is fighting a Thunderclast, and it
goes so poorly.
They're trying to do the Empire
So
Strikes
poorly.
Back so hard.
Yeah.
They're trying to like wrap this chain around the legs of
The AT-AT.
The AT-AT.
Yeah.
In this case, it's the Thunder class. The thing about aluminum, aluminum blocks shard blades.
Yeah.
Aluminum is not a notoriously strong metal.
Yeah. So the chain snaps.
Yeah.
What they should do is they should make it out of something really hard and then just like wrap it with aluminum.
Yeah.
But maybe that wouldn't work as well.
And that probably is what it is.
Oh.
But whatever is in there is not strong enough. The Thunderclass is able to snap it, and his plate starts to get fucked up as the backhand of this Thunderclass slams him through multiple buildings.
Yeah.
And I loved, he gets smacked, and he goes flying, he crashes, and then he goes, "I'm so sorry," to the shard plate.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
apologizing to it. And he's like, "Oh my god, my shard plate feels worried."
What
Can you imagine being in a fight and your armor's like, "Dude, I don't know if we're getting out of this one."
This might be it for us, brother. You should say your goodbyes. We are cracked, and not in like the Fortnite good way. We are cracked, like literally
not like
falling
getting
apart.
the like backshots way, but like.
Yeah, we are about to fall the fuck apart. We are mentally and physically unwell cracked.
Yeah, and he gets back up and he's like, "All right, second effort," and then the Heavenly Ones come in and start dropping fucking bombs from the sky.
Yeah, it's bad. It's real. It's real bad.
So bad. They've lost so hard.
Yeah, and Kushcam is wheeling off the deepest ones.
It is hilarious in hindsight that they didn't send more. They sent 50 Windrunners. 50 Windrunners to carry the Mink to fucking Herdaz, and they sent Adolin one Edge Dancer private secretly.
Dalinar made enough.
There are, I trust, no, but my point is like, you couldn't send fucking a Stone Ward. You couldn't, we didn't have a Dustbringer on speed dial, you know what I mean? There wasn't
the
no
Dustbringers
radiance.
are dangerous.
No
Sorry.
radiance for Adolin.
Yeah. You get a radiant, and you get a radiant, and you get,
And fuck you, Adolin.
Yeah, I don't know. You can have this guy who was not good enough to become a Windrunner. Sorry. I feel bad slandering,
You could have this guy who had too much white privilege to become a Windrunner.
Yeah.
It is sad to know that because I'm white, I can't be a Windrunner.
You have light eyes, but I'm good.
I've got light fucking eyes.
Oh yeah, you got little baby bitch eyes. I got those good seeing in the sunlight eyes.
Oh, we didn't say we hit $20,000 last night or on Wednesday. So Clarence and I are going to be cosplaying Adolin and Shallan.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that.
We have commissioned Adolin and Shallan cosplays from an incredible maker, who is going to build us the most gorgeous Adolin and Shallan cosplays you've ever seen.
Yeah, so you better like it, okay?
Get ready for me to make my whole personality dressing as my favorite Stormlight character.
I mean, think of all the TikToks you can make. They'd be so fun.
I know, and the people are gonna be like, "Oh, do you like the books?" And I'm gonna be like,
I like 4 out of 5 so far.
Oathbringers may be one of my favorite books ever. Does that count?
That does count. No, that does count.
Does that count?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kushcam is fighting, and then the dome explodes, and fuse start coming out, and he's like, "Cool, drop the fire. This is nightmare." Adolin is fighting the Thunderclast still, and he's trying. So basically, their plan is that Adolin is trying to distract the Thunderclast so that Nezaham can get in there with his shard blade, right? It's really bad.
It is very bad.
The chain snaps, and the Thunderclast brings its hand down and just abolishes Nezaham. Just removes him from the earth.
Lift wanted pancakes. You know what I mean? He is the last pancake of Azamir. I'm so I don't know if he's coming back. But yeah, that anyways, I think Lift would be glad to know. And so yeah, no, it's bad. Nezaham is dead, and Adolin is the last shard bearer left here to defend. Chapter 83. we get a cute little flashback. And Zeth is at the Windrunner Monastery he just killed the honor bearer. And Tuco, that's what it is. Tuco is trying to level with Zeth. Be like, you know that you're being used, right? And Zeth is like, well, yeah, actually, I feel like because I'm aware of it, it's fine because I have someone to tell me what to do so I don't have to think for myself. And Zeth kind of chats with the other people and is like, why are we killing these people who are the most holy, right? They are the most holy people in our world. Why are we killing them? There's got to be something else, right? But Zeth doesn't like to ask too many more questions than that.
I can't believe you said Lift wanted pancakes. What the fuck?
That's just true.
Whoa.
I don't know what to tell you. That is just truth. Oh, you knocked over a raffle bucket.
Yeah. Keep talking. I'll be there in a sec.
All right. Yeah. Sivy's like, well, no, it's fine that we killed Tuco because Tuco was talking about civil war. And Zeth is like,
maybe. Okay,
if you say so. What about this voice? Who is the voice? What are they? Do I get to meet them?
Yeah.
Can I figure that shit out? And the voice is like, all right, you're going to go here and I'll give you all the answers. So see you soon, bud.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah.
Chapter 84 for the Broken. We reacted to basically the rest of the reading this week. So you can go hear more thoughts about that stuff there. Especially because some people
our live thoughts
got that gifted membership today. What a gift.
Oh, yeah.
What a gift.
Yeah, thank you guys for the super chats and the gifts. I appreciate it.
Oh, we skipped over the thing that I brought up in the Discord.
What?
Before the Thunderclass, I just want to talk about this Adolin moment really fast because I think it is, it's I think maybe the most insane sentence I've ever read in a book.
Okay.
Which is that May is trying to tell Adolin to go to sleep before the Thunderclass arrives. They don't know the Thunderclass is coming, but this happens before the Thunderclass arrives. May is trying to tell Adolin to go to sleep, and he's like,
"Oh,
why do you think that you can do this?" And May's response is a sentence that has never been uttered by humanity. I'm your ex. No, she isn't. First of all, the beginning of the sentence is a lie. They didn't date. This book wants...
She thought they dated.
This book wants you to believe that Adolin and May... That May was, like, the most important relationship Adolin had before Shallan. As if they, like, dated for a year and broke up. They didn't.
No. They, like, hung out one time.
They, like, hung out twice.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm your ex, which makes me the closest thing your wife has to an advocate here. In what fucking world, Brandon?
She's a woman.
Did Brandon marry his high school girlfriend? Because no ex is ever your wife's advocate. No, you're 9 times out of 10, your wife doesn't like your ex.
Yeah, it's...
I would argue 9.9 times out of 10, your wife probably doesn't like your ex. I'm your ex, which makes me the closest thing your wife has to an advocate here, is not reality.
It's because she's a female. Which is also bonkers. This
sentence broke my brain. Too many group dates at BYU.
Arazu, thank you so much for 10
Arazu
memberships. Let's go. I love that Tathanis was like, oh, I just realized I couldn't receive a gift of membership. And they were the first person to get a gift of membership.
Let's go, Tathanis.
Hell yes. So many reactions for you to enjoy.
So many books falling across my chest.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Just going to catch those. Thank you so much.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Y'all, thank you. Thank you so much.
He met his wife after college. I'm your ex, which means I'm the closest thing your wife has to an advocate, is insanity.
It is a
Didn't
choice.
Like it.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
Also, the use of X is so great in Tequila, Sunset says. I agree. I didn't like the use of X.
Yeah.
I'm your ex implies that they have like a girlfriend structure, which they don't. They have a courting structure, which is very different.
Oh yeah, very.
There's so many problems. There's so many problems with this sentence. I just wanted to bring it up because I hated it.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
There's another word used later on that we're going to talk about that I did not like.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to it.
So Adolin wakes up.
Although I don't think anything is as bad as brainstorming, and I will hold to that until I die.
Fair. I loved that rant of yours. Adolin wakes up and is like, holy shit, do I not feel good? And Hamask is trying to help him up in his shard blade. Obviously can't lift him because the shard blade's heavy. And he's so inspired by Hamask trying to lift him that he picks up the aluminum chain. He picks up the shard blade. He gets up on his feet and he's like, Gallant, it's time for one last ride, buddy. Giddy fucking up. Let's go. And they start riding off towards the Thunderclast.
So if you're doing an Adolin cosplay, are we gonna shoot with horses? You wanna go to a farm and like...
Oh, we could do that. That'd be fun.
Find a Gallant or a Sureblood.
Ooh, that'd be fun. I haven't been on a horse in a while.
Yeah, I guess I haven't either.
You know how to ride?
Yeah, I've ridden a couple of times. It's been a long time. But I really... The
way that cosplay's gonna look, I don't know if I'll be able to ride in it, though.
It'll just, it'll drape over. I mean, standing up in the stirrups, it'll be fun. We'll just edit you on a green screen with, like...
I can do that on a horseback.
No, I just mean the background will be shades
yeah.
Yeah, you're, like, flying through. Guys, I have this cosplay idea that I want to do so bad, where I make like a Last Unicorn cosplay, like the dress, and then shoot with a horse. So it's like, yeah. Anyways, which you still have never seen The Last Unicorn. I
have no idea what this is.
Tragic, honestly. That is a tragedy that we must rectify.
So Shalash, we cut to. She is sitting with Talon. Abidi the Monarch comes in and is like, "Kill the weak. It will cause despair amongst the humans." And then Talon gets up and is like...
Says nothing. I was like... yeah. Talon wakes up and goes full, like, rock'em sock'em because he doesn't actually have a shard blade.
What's the exact sentence? Wait, I want to pull up the exact sentence.
Have you read Peter S. Beagle's Dragon Book, Class? I don't know.
The Dragon Book?
The Dragon Book? Is that what it's called?
Das Dragon Book?
I have no idea.
Where's chapter 84?
There's a bunch of things that I've read where I can picture the cover of, but I actually don't know what it's called.
I'm almost there. Also, this picture of the Thunderclast fighting Adolin is unreal.
Oh, that's
so sick.
Sick. Let's go.
Or not Adolin. Those are just random soldiers.
Oh, Peter Spiegel wrote The Last Unicorn. No, I actually haven't read any of his stuff. I just loved that movie when I was a kid. But probably should read that.
It was so satisfying to watch him turn and flee, because Talon Alen, unarmed and without his blade, was still the most terrifying warrior on the planet.
Yeah.
It's a great fucking sentence.
On the planet, though. Not in all the Cosmere, so...
I know, but there's power scaling issues with him being this good. It doesn't matter.
He's the best.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. This moment
they go
was
kick ass.
Sick.
Adolin climbs a watchtower, and then leaps onto the Thunderclass, hooks himself to the back of the Thunderclass with the chain, and starts stabbing into it. He bucking Broncos this thing.
It's like when you go to like Roadhouse and there's the cow, the bull that you have to like hang on to while you're drunk.
The mechanical bull?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yes, it is like that.
Yeah.
And then he gets flung into the air, gets brought back, grabs onto the head, stabs the shard plate into the head, killing it. It starts to fall, and then Adolin goes, fuck, it's gonna fall on me. Oh, no, blackness.
Yeah.
And we'll get to Adolin next time. Renarin, well, not in a couple chapters. Renarin is in the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
And he is like, hey, what's up, Biodomishram? And Biodomishram's like, I'm going to destroy you. And he's like, great.
I'm gonna rip your insides out and make carvings with your entrails and eat them and just destroy everyone you love while you cry about it. And then drink your tears.
She's like, I sent you those visions to help you find me. And he's like, can you just tell me? What if you just tell me how to find you? And she's like, no. This has to be more complicated than that for no reason. And he's like, great, cool, we'll see you soon.
I want you to find me, but I can't tell you where I am.
I'm gonna destroy you.
Yeah, fuck you and fuck your mom. And your dogs. We killed all the dogs. Don't forget.
Immediately after meeting a god, Renarin is like, well, that was my difficult thing for the day. I guess I guess I can just chill for the rest of the day. So, Relaine, do you want to be uncomfortable for a second and talk to me about being gay?
Do you want to talk to me about being gay?
You want to talk to me about being gay?
They hold hands. It's very cute.
It is so cute.
It is so cute and would have been better anywhere else in the series
or if it had
the
just
book.
started somewhere else so that it felt like,
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Again, I said day 2. Put this in day 2. That'd be great. Put this in previous book. That would be fantastic.
Well, and they bond specifically over Relaine revealing the information that we just found out. Mm-hmm. Which is why it feels like shoved in. Mm-hmm. And Pinky Armada says, weird to have it right after Adolin's moment.
Oh,
yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
The yes. Fucking whiplash going from, Adolin might be dead, to Renarin being like, like, yeah. I was like, okay. I love the gays. I love me the gays, but, guys.
I just think that Relaine's reveal to Renarin would have had, on the 7th day, Sanderson created gay people. I think if Relaine just told Renarin the stuff about the the listeners here, without having just watched it in a flashback, it actually would have hit harder, because it would have been stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
But Relaine's big reveal to Renarin here is information that we just learned.
Yeah.
So, we're just having we're having information that we just got reiterated.
Yeah.
In a way that, like, makes it, this is where it should be more emotionally impactful, because it's the present. And it is less emotionally impactful because you just showed us this scene. Mm-hmm. If you just showed us this scene a while ago, like if this had been part of Relaine's journey in Words of Radiance,
yeah,
and then it doesn't come up for a while, Relaine's just sort of struggling with not feeling wanted by people, yada 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 yada, and then here it comes up again after 3 books, it wouldn't feel quite so like repeated,
right?
Because it would feel like old information that's being brought up in a moment of emotional importance. Whereas here it feels shoved in because it gets. We get the first half of it 6 chapters ago. Yeah. Then we get the second chapter of it here, and it's just the same information. There's not even anything different about it.
Yeah.
Relaine is having the same feeling about it. He had the same feeling about it then that he did now, which shows this like lack of growth in him as a character. Uh-huh. Bridge 4 wanting him around for years and all this time has not changed how he feels about it.
Yeah, like I wish that the chapter where like Relaine and Renarin had kind of been like making eyes at one another had happened like a book ago. You know what I mean? Like,
it kind of happened in Rhythm of War, but
barely.
I wish this had been explored more in Rhythm of War.
Yes, that's what I mean. There was a whisper of the gays in book 4. But I really think that more of this could have been seeded throughout at least the previous book, but again in earlier days, so that it didn't feel like shit. We got to get this in because it's going to be relevant to then what happens next with Baedo Mishram.
I agree with that. Yeah. Pinker Mana says, "Oh, are y'all going to watch the gay hockey show? I'm going to binge it once all the episodes are out. I really want to watch it. I don't think I'm going to react to it because I don't think I want to be rock hard on video. But
you're like gay men and hockey. That's my jam.
It's my teenagers. Heated rivalry. I'm excited for it.
I don't watch sports shows.
Yeah, that one might be one that might be a like, I don't know if I'm going to react to it. So I think I'll just watch it. But I'm excited for it. It looks good.
Sure.
I like both of those things. But yeah, so they, Shallan gets called out for being a voyeur. Mm-hmm. Like, Renarin is like, oh yeah, I think Shallan might be a voyeur, which I just think is, I don't know. I don't know how I felt about any of the end of this.
Because she's watching and, like, jumping up and down and squealing. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. Here's the thing. Shallan is very used to voyeurism. Testament has been around...
Shallan would be a hag, too.
A what?
A hag. A fag hag? A, like, girl who, like, all of her friends are gay men.
Isn't that just musical theater ladies?
Yeah, they're all fag hags.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
All right.
Shallan would be a hag 100...
most of my guy friends are bi. Does that count?
You're not a hag.
What? Okay, but then what does that mean? They have to be only gay? No pussy allowed?
No, it's just... It's a vibe. There's that girl that you're like, all of her... It's a type of girl that gay guys know well.
Sure. That
you're like, oh yeah, she is like always... They're always kind of they're like mean girl adjacent, and they're like sort of the like leader of like a clique of gay men who are all sleeping with each other.
Oh, like they all like roast each other and other people together. Like
yeah,
they, like,
it's a vibe. Fat gags are like a vibe.
All right.
And some gay men love them. Some gay men fucking hate them.
I have
like
never met this kind of person, so
you have. Trust me, because they're all over the musical theater scene. There's so many musical theater hags.
I have no idea.
But yeah, no, it's like Shalon has the like right personality for it. She enjoys the tea enough. She's like into
Shalon's not a mean girl though.
Dreamshake, no, they're Mean Girl adjacent. Dreamshake Junior says it's like gay men drama fracking. That is such a funny way to put it, and you're 100% right. Yeah. They're like the girl that like hangs out with gay men and loves to stir drama within their gay friends who are sleeping with each other. It's a personality. If you go to a gay club, you'll find like 4 of them.
Again, never met one, so I can't.
I'm trying to think if they're. Maybe it's more of a New York thing. Maybe it's not really like a Toronto thing. I don't know any Toronto. I know a bunch of New York. Anyway, they're gay now, and Shalon joins them. And
again, Shalon is very used to voyeurism, right? Testament has been around for a long time. Like she
and
probably
her
when she
friend
started
watched her fuck in the shower earlier in this book, and are like, Shalon is on fire.
Yeah. No, she's got Spren watching her for her whole life. She can't even masturbate in peace because Testament showed up before that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is like part of her whole personality. She's a fucking weirdo, and I love her, but I hate her in this book.
Tathanis says, to be fair, there was a Bridge 4 character that was gay, openly gay. Yeah, I thought that was better done than this.
Yeah, that also doesn't have anything to do with Verlaine and Renarin.
No, but he's saying that this isn't the first gay couple in the.
No. There's other like queer people throughout the series, 100%.
I was a little surprised, honestly, given that mate form is the reveal that mate form. Relaine being gay was something that was mocked was a little weird to me because it does feel like culturally they would be used to things coming out in mate form that wouldn't be. I don't know. It felt weird that being gay is such a outlier among singer culture.
So to me,
listener culture that it
sounds like mate form is meant for procreation, like specifically. And so...
Sure, I'm just saying that either being gay is rarer, much more rare among listeners than it is amongst humans, which is possible, right?
Yeah.
Or they're so homophobic that usually listeners hide that they're gay in mate form.
Well, it sounds like it's pretty hard to hide anything in mate
form.
And
so I don't know. Him being mocked for it just felt like it came out of a weird place where, and maybe this is me just kind of ascribing sort of indigenous population ideas onto the listeners, but typically across indigenous populations across the world, homosexuality has been far more accepted than in like Judeo-Christian cultures.
For sure.
Like if you look at like trans existence, North American tribes, Two-Spirit people, we're just a much more accepted kind of lifestyle.
Yeah.
And the idea of this very binary gender ideology is found so much more coalesced in Judeo-Christian Muslim kind of countries that are based on those ideas.
Yeah.
And so the listeners having this sort of homophobia in their culture, it just kind of felt like it came out of nowhere. And I didn't, I don't know. It felt like a reveal here to give Renarin and Relaine something to bond over rather than something that felt like it made a lot of sense for the listeners to have.
Yeah. I think, like, again, if I were to try and reason this out, I think it's because mate form is literally meant to have babies. Like, you specifically enter a mindset and a form to procreate and have children. And so if you're
Abrahamic faith, thank you for Sprinkleton.
If you're gay, you're not having babies.
Yeah.
Right?
No, but
so that maybe that's why it's either not very common or it is kind of like looked at as like a little bit weird because it's like this mate form is specifically for fucking.
I understand. I do understand that. Like I'm not misunderstanding that. Because of the way mate form works where it just makes you horny, the idea that like bisexuality and homosexuality are so rare in are so rare amongst the listeners that it gets mocked is just something that I'm not I don't know. It felt like it was there to give Renard and Relaine something to bond over, and not like it didn't feel natural to that culture to be like this.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. It
did feel a little bit out of place. Like I was kind of like, okay, like why? Sure, I guess.
In earlier books, everyone kind of like giggles about what happens in mate form.
Well, they kind
and
of
so
like
this idea now that like being gay in mate form is somehow
they're kind of
laughed at in a weirder way. I don't know.
They're all weird about mate form in general, which was I think a really interesting thing that Relaine brought up, right? Of this like idea that the like negative emotions are fine, they're good, they're encouraged, they're fed into, there's all these things, but like the love ideas, the love emotions, the positive emotions of like mate form and stuff like that are like, I don't know, that's too close to passion and the gods and stuff like that. And so I thought it was a really interesting like hypocrisy that the listeners had around this, because Odium's fucking, of all the fucking anger.
I like that side of it more than I liked the like, ha ha ha, you're gay part of this. Which,
it just felt a little out of place. It's like, okay, all right.
I don't know. Let's move on. Chapter 85, Parlay.
Parlay.
Adolin wakes up. Ral is crying, weeping as she is attempting to heal him. He is missing his right leg. And you're like, holy shit. That
fucking sucks until you remember that he
until the character goes, oh no, we'll regrow your leg soon. Don't worry about that. And I was like, wow, way to suck the like tension out of this scene. And I know that that's real. I get that that's real to this world, but like there is that element of like,
no, that's what you want to tell somebody. Hey, we just gotta get through this. You're gonna get your leg back. It's gonna be okay. No, look, I think that is the most sensible thing to do. But I did forget for a minute, and I was like, oh fuck.
I think that it is. I just think that it is the problem with magical healing of like, once you have magical healing in something, it is hard to, and I think, narratively we struggle with this as a culture, trying to decide how much magical healing is okay in a story versus like, because the reality of magical healing is that disabilities would be removed from the world, right? Yeah. Like the idea of someone having, it's the D&D problem with the combat wheelchair, where some people are like, why would there be a wheelchair in my world if gods can heal your back? Yeah. Like that, for some people, it is removing disabilities from your world in a way that removes them. Yeah. And for other people, it's immersion breaking, because why would gods resurrect people but keep them from being able to walk, right?
In this world specifically, what I find actually very interesting is, yes, we have magical healing. But if you are born with a disability, you don't picture yourself, you can't understand yourself as a person who is not disabled in that way. So if you're born that way, that disability does exist, and that's just how you go throughout the world, because it's how you see yourself and you don't know anything else. Which if you get injured, right? If you lose your sight, right? Or you lose a leg or something like that, that can be healed because you understand who you are prior to that happening to you. But if you're someone who's born with that disability, that's your life. Yeah.
Unless you don't want it to be.
No, you have to see yourself.
Yeah, I look at Lopin. Lopin was missing his arm for years, and he regrew it because
he wasn't
wanted...
born that way. I'm saying if you are born that way, you do not know who you are previous to that disability, and therefore you like that's something that actually like cannot heal.
Yeah, I think that both sides of the what is sort of commonly referred to as the combat wheelchair debate. I think both sides come into it with way too much emotion, and that it is a deeply complicated issue, because the only reason to argue it is how you feel about it. It's not because there's like some objective reality to how magic works, right? Yeah. And so it's this subjective thing that people get so upset about because it is an emotional argument, not an objective one. For sure. And I'm not against combat wheelchairs. If I have a player who wants to use one, I'm happy to do it, right? Yeah. I don't find it immersion breaking, and I think the like never combat wheelchair people are assholes, or the people who are like, okay, well, if you want to be in a wheelchair, I'm going to make it really hard for you to get around.
Yeah.
Like, I think those people are assholes, but I think that the anger that people, and I want to be careful saying this because I think that disabled people, a lot of how they feel is righteous about it, and I don't want to say that they shouldn't feel this way, but the anger that people feel when somebody gets healed by magic in a magic book, as if it is removing disability representation, can sometimes be a little bit off-putting to me in terms of, like, because it is someone saying that your story writer has to ascribe to how I emotionally feel about my condition. Mm-hmm. And that is that's a weird line to walk for me with authors of like, or you know, I think that because you can make that slippery slope argument becomes authors have to write stories based on how everybody views themselves. Yeah. And you can't do that. Mm-hmm. It's just not possible to, nib on no spoilers past day 7. We're on day 7 over on Twitch.
We are only on day 7, so nothing past there.
Nothing past interlude 14, which is where we've read up to. We're not past that. I think that there's a difficult emotional part of the argument where the slippery slope is, well, then if somebody with one arm reads this book and gets upset that Lopin gets his arm back, has Brandon Sanderson somehow slighted that person he's never met? Yeah. You know what I mean?
Which I think is I agree. I think it is unfair because it is, again, an emotional argument. And it's something that means a lot to some people. And I can sympathize with that, but I think sometimes it's taken too far, for sure. Mavrin does make a good point that Radiants can get their limbs back, obviously Lopin, but depending on how fast Adolin can get medical attention, he might not get that leg back.
I have no idea at this point. Honestly, I don't understand the rules of healing enough to say whether that's true or not.
We don't know what the specific timeline is. Yeah. All we know is that, like, Risen, for example, couldn't be healed. They, like, tried to and, like, couldn't. So I don't know what the timeline is.
But was that because of how long she'd been injured, or because she had set up her life in a way where she was so used to the accommodations that she had built into her life? Yeah. That
we don't know, and I don't think
she no longer viewed herself as needing her legs, right? Like,
yeah, I just mean, like, Adolin is still kind of in danger of losing that leg permanently. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it does make the timeline of this very weird because he still has to hold this dome for days. So it's not like he can get medical attention for a while.
Look, I'm gonna be honest. This is not a problem. Strap his ass to Gallant's back. Adolin go to war. Huh? Strap his ass to Gallant's back, and Adolin go to war.
Stuck on horseback.
Yeah, he's used to fucking cavalry combat. Strap his ass on Gallant's back and get back in the fight.
Yeah.
The city's gonna fall.
Look, we don't got time for him not to be fighting. Under no circumstances do I think Adolin is gonna stop fighting. I want to be very clear.
Strap his ass to Gallant's back and get back in the fight. We don't have time for this shit.
Lifeline Full, thank you for being a member for 6 months. Let's fucking go. He's gonna have to make one-legged Alethi jokes.
Okay, here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to be honest about. Brandon Sanderson cutting off Adolin's leg and not having Lopin around when it happened.
Rude.
Is the greatest failure of this book.
Yeah.
Look, if Adolin had opened his eyes, finds out he is missing a leg, and the person to deliver the news to him is the Lopin, could have been the greatest moment in the Stormlight Archive. True. It could have been the greatest piece of comedy Brandon Sanderson ever wrote, and he is a coward for keeping Lopin out of this book.
Brandon, where is the Lopin?
What? Like,
he's helping the mink.
I know, but okay. But in a book where so few characters have agency in their plot lines, one of the most interesting agency-driven moments is the Mink and Lopin trying to retake their country. How is that not a POV that we're following? They're actually they have goals. They're actually doing them. They're not just sitting around trying to defend a spot. They have goals and they're trying to accomplish them. How is that not a POV in this book? Yeah. It's more interesting than a lot of what we're getting. Mm-hmm. And, like, I wish we were following that. Like,
I know. Them together, honestly, is something that I would love to see. And maybe that's why Arzu thinks this book should be longer. But I'm really sad that we are missing that. Oh, there we go. This is when I think the book is not long enough.
I don't think that this book isn't long enough. This book is too long. I think that this book A lot of this book should have been in Rhythm of War. Rhythm of War should not have been so much about the Fabrials because they're not important anymore. To spend a whole book about Fabrials and like spending so much time on Fabrial shit, and then immediately starting this book with Navani being like, I'm the sibling bondsmith now, so fuck Fabrials, I guess, was such a waste of time.
She's trying to find other ways. I like that. I get that. 100%.
I understand that, but I'm saying for narrative, if all of this needed to happen in this book, cut that shit. It isn't important to this book. It is a pathway to Navani going, well, throwing out that information, we're gonna have to do things differently now. Yeah. When so much of that could have been in Rhythm of War, and a couple of these plot lines could have been novellas, and then this book could be shorter, and it could be more concise, and it could be more directed, and it could like, you know what I mean? Like there's work that should have been done to take the burden of this narrative out of Wind and Truth so that it could have been better.
Every single interlude except the lift one, and make the interludes the fucking mink stuff. Yeah. Like, most of these interludes, I'm like, except for the lift one, which because it's relevant to the plot and it fucking matters. We're gonna get to that. Anyways, yeah. Adolin...
Jared Poulter brings up my problem with Rhythm of War. But the Fabrial technology will inform how space age technology will work for Roshar. And this is my problem with Brandon Sanderson's writing right now.
Because we're like, we don't give a fuck about that right now.
He is not thinking about this book.
Yeah.
His mind isn't here. You can feel that his mind isn't here. His mind is on 2030.
Mimung says, one of the things I hate about this book is a lot of the plot lines feel like trailers for other books.
Yes, yeah.
And I do agree with that to a certain extent. And I think that it is definitely a downfall of this book, for sure.
No, I do think that is a problem.
That was a somewhat sarcastic comment. Yeah.
No, I think it's a problem. I think Brandon Sanderson is so worried about what happens when Ghostbloods 3 comes out in 2032 that this book suffers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And...
yeah, no, I do think that he's gotten a little bit bogged down in the Cosmere of it all. We are in chapter 85 with Dalinar.
Yeah.
And he's at the parlay for peace talks between the Singers and the Radiants, and it's not going well. It's not going well. The Singers are like, we need this specific piece of land. And Gareth's like, I can't just take that from a king and its people. Like, you have to understand.
Like, I mean, you can.
And he's like, what?
You have superpowers.
I could, but like that would be a bad thing to do. That would be very rude of me. And so they're kind of like, all right, we're done for the day. We're taking a break.
And the Singers are right? The Singers like, so you'll use your superpowers to take all of our land from us, but you won't use the superpowers to take land from your own people that you stole from us. Cool.
Yeah.
Great talk. Real good conversation we're having about how you'll use your superpowers to force us into the hills.
Yeah.
But your own people... cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not going great. And
so Dalinar continues to follow Gareth, and Gareth goes to... or there's a conversation that fucking drove me crazy, where the Malishi is like, I don't know what's up with Honor. He doesn't talk to us anymore. He's not involved. And I was like, why?
Yeah.
But why is he not involved? It feels like why would be important, but we're not going to get into that at all, Brandon? Great. Cool.
Yeah,
thanks.
He's literally like...
why are we watching these flashbacks?
He's literally to the Heralds. He's like, I don't know, I'm out. You guys want to change the pact? Yeah, fine. Fucking do it. I need a vacation.
Why are we watching these?
I'm going to go visit Scadrial. You know, I'm going to just bop around. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm out.
Why are we watching these flashbacks is what I was thinking this whole conversation, where I was like, I guess it's interesting that this talk broke down. I guess, maybe. Why are we watching this if it's not about why Honor isn't there? If it's not about why these things happen? Yeah. Just the nuts and bolts of them arguing about who gets what land with country names that we've never heard before. So they're saying country names that don't exist anymore. Yeah. So we're literally watching a conversation about borders that I have no context for.
Yes, and even Dalinar looks at the map. He's like,
I don't know what this is.
It could be this, maybe.
Why are we watching this?
Yeah. Well, they get bopped, so they find out there's going to be a secret meeting. Dalinar makes a connection. They bop into this meeting later on with Gareth, where Gareth meets up with Singers. And also fucking Gavinor's just, I don't know, listening to Elhokar. Someone's talking to Gavinor. Mm-hmm. And it's either really beautiful and wholesome, or it's really fucking ominous.
And Gavinor is going to be Odium's champion at the end of this book, and Dalinar's going to lose because Dalinar's not going to be able to kill Gav.
I mean, Dalinar was able to kill his wife. He can probably kill his fucking nephew. What?
You're on one today. You are like bloodthirsty in your comedy today. Every joke you have told is so dark.
You're welcome.
Holy shit, babe. Every joke you have said in this book
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Lift Wants Pancakes was wild.
Am I wrong, though? I'm just saying.
Yeah, so they appear, Malishi and some others are, like, hiding in some bushes near the fucking meeting of Gareth. So Dalinar boops into Gareth, and then as he boops into Gareth, the singer walks up, grabs him on the face, and kisses him. And I was like, hell yeah, interspecies sex, my favorite thing.
Your actual favorite thing, yeah. Star Wars did a number on you.
Twi'leks, man.
Yeah.
They fucked me up as a kid.
Chapter 86.
I fully would be dating a singer.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. If I lived on Roshar... No,
you saw the art in the fucking Cosmere TTR. You opened it and you were like...
so hot. Oh, my... Wait.
Should I hire Kelton to do, like, a singer cosplay?
Yeah.
Just, like, full special effects, makeup, and prosthetics?
Yes.
Because, like, that would be kind of fun. And I don't know if anyone else has done that yet.
I want to see if I can find her. Also, chat, we were going through our cards. We have this shiny new card.
Oh.
Apparently it's worth like $75. Can you believe that? Crazy.
What about the one that's like worth $400?
That's worth $400 if it's a PSA 10. I don't think it's a PSA 10 though.
How do you know? We've never used it.
Look at the back bottom. There's a little bit of white.
Oh. Alright.
I know.
That's
I'm sad
tragic.
about it. It's like a $480 card if it's a PSA 10. But I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Okay, can I find this girl? Does anyone know
which
book she's in?
This is why we need a whatnot, so we can just start selling cards.
Yeah, we should have a whatnot. We'll sell shit. Because she's the hottest. Oh my god. I was going through the art, and I was like, this woman would wreck me.
I thought it was in the book. But
oh, no, I found her. Vexla. Holy shit.
Like, what if I did that cosplay? You know what I mean? Like, that would look
She is a redhead.
I know. No, but that's what I mean.
Chat, I have a problem.
Yeah.
Vexla is...
Wait, let me take a picture of that and send it to Kelton and get a quote.
Vexla is a whole problem for me.
Yeah. Maybe then we'll get invited to the fucking World Hopper Ball. If I'm like, hey, Brandon, I'll show up as Vexla.
Vexla is so hot.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Man, I would let her just ruin my holes.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, no, that's some good shit right there. Chapter 86
Cars also pulled this one ring. Look at that.
Oh yeah, does anyone want to buy it for?
It's $140.
$140
Canadian.
Oh sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you my one ring. Who wants it?
We have become fully obsessed with Magic the Gathering, chat. It's a problem. It's a whole problem.
It might be a problem.
If you show up at the con with cosplay, you get a pin. Oh, that's fun.
Oh, cute. Well, the problem is next year, PAX fucking Unplugged is this weekend again, and
yeah, they might be the same weekend.
I don't know if we're ever gonna get a chance to go to fucking Dragonsteel, guys.
Well, considering the way I've talked about this book, I don't know if I'm allowed at Dragonsteel.
Yeah, they might be like, what the fuck?
Because they didn't accept our panels this year.
They did not.
We submitted a panel to do our full book recap for Wind and Truth at PAX at Dragonsteel.
Yeah.
Which would have changed our book club schedule, and this was when I thought that are y'all getting the Avatar Magic Gathering cards? Yes.
Yeah.
This is when I thought that we were gonna like the book. And so I was like, oh, it'd be fun to do a full book recap. Doing this full book recap at Dragonsteel would have been a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm like,
because I would have been like,
thank God we are.
The Adolin stuff is. Let's talk for an hour about Adolin.
Yeah.
The panel would have become an hour about Adolin.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So you're like Avatar. We have a collector booster here, so I'm excited to open that. But we also have a box with 30 packs. Do you want to open one?
No, because then we can't make it a short.
Well, you could just cut it out, make it a short.
What do you think, chat?
Do you guys want to see an Avatar? Should we crack a pack of Avatar cards?
Oh my god, we have a problem. And I'm trying to like play Magic online in Arena and stuff, but because I don't spend money on Arena, I have like shit cards and I can't fucking like I lose every time. It's very frustrating.
All right, you're going for a $2,000 Ang. Go for it.
A $2,000 Ang. Do we have time, James Ross? I think we have time.
Do we ever have time on this show?
Time is irrelevant. All right.
Okay. Careful, careful.
You can see what it is. Oh,
Token.
that's just a token.
Just hold them up and do that.
Oh, okay.
But like over my face. So they can see your face. There we go. Here, I'll hold them and you pull them.
It's too shiny. It's too shiny.
Okay.
Okay, we've got... I can't even read that. This is not going to work. Here, get my phone.
Serpent's Pass.
Get my phone. Just film the cards on my phone.
We're crushing it. This is good podcast.
Great podcast. All right. Serpent's Pass, which is a land. Very fun. The Spirit Oasis. Ooh, we got
shit.
Hollow. Let's go, chat. Airbender Ascension. Fun little enchantment. There you go. Cute. Love to see it. Katara, Bending Prodigy. Ooh, I actually think this is a good card. Yeah, I was like, this is actually a good card.
Yeah.
I don't know how much it is off the top of my head, but I know that people really like this one. Heartless Act. Ooh, sad.
Oh, sad.
Oh, no. Yeah. It's Appa being tied up. So sad. Team Avatar. Let's fucking go. I am Team Avatar. Boomy, King of Three Trials.
Let's go.
Boomy,
cool.
Let's freaking go.
I love Boomy.
Bender's Water Skin. Okay, cool. There you go.
There is a secret tunnel card.
There is, yeah. Glider Kids.
Cute.
Human Pilot Ally. That's very funny. Sold Out.
You get sold out.
Sold out. Sold out. Cat Owl. That's very sick.
That's cute as hell.
I want that as a pet.
Em needs it for her cat deck.
Yeah, right. Cunning Maneuver.
What just happened?
English. There you go.
Maneuver.
Earth Rumble Wrestlers.
Oh, hot. Look at those bellies.
Great. Love that. There you go. There, you can see that. Oh, this was one of the fancy packs, too.
No, it wasn't. That's a normal pack.
Oh, no, you're right. Ostrich Horse. That's it. That's all I got.
Amazing. Honestly, getting the Katara Waterbender card is pretty good for the first pack out of here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure that is that's a card that people want. So.
All right, back to the Stormlight Archive.
Goddamn.
After that nonsense.
Anyways, Kaladin is with Zeph, obviously. Oh no, I need book club open on my phone just in case. There we go. And Kaladin's like, you know what? Even though I've said it 77 times so far, I will not be back for the Contest of Champions.
Yeah.
Don't scan those right now.
I'm not.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna.
No, we're back to the books.
You got out your phone and you set up the cards, and I was like,
no, I was trying to move stuff because there was just a bunch of crap in front of me.
No, you're so fine. You're fine. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, sorry, I was reading chat.
So, Zeph and Kaladin, they have stew time. And the therapy works because it's been 7 days and we had to rush therapy.
Kaladin also learns that like practice does help with when you're learning a musical instrument, and it's only one song, but that's still 7 days, one song. That's pretty good. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And then he has a conversation with Zeth, and he doesn't push. He kind of lets Zeth come to him, and Zeth say his thing, and then and is like, you know what? I can't protect Zeth. I need to let him figure out how to do things for himself. And Syl feels a change in their bond.
It's cute.
Kaladin is going to become fifth ideal in the 5th book of the Stormlight Archive.
Yeah. I don't know that he does.
Oh, I think so. I think that's what that was.
I don't know that he gets his 5th ideal here. But I do, yeah. I wonder what that means. He tells Zeth a story about Goshal, who destroyed a village. And he's like, I am not a good storyteller like Wit. And then Zeth asks a question about the story afterwards, and he's like, I am a good storyteller like Wit. I crushed it. Fucking, let's go, Kaladin. And then
I can play the flute, I can cook a stew, and I can be a therapist.
And then 12124 sits down and is like, hey, can you therapize me? And Kaladin's like, what? Oh.
So that's
yeah, I guess.
That's Zeth's spren. And 12124 gets very upset that Kaladin isn't doing more, that he's just asking him questions for him to think about. And
this felt like Brandon Sanderson commenting on therapy a little bit.
But then at the end he's like, but I do feel better. Yeah. So I guess it was worth it, you know? This
whole scene is great. Like
Kaladin's like, I need here's my invoice, you know, you can pay me whenever.
I will say this about the Kaladin Zeth stuff. It wasn't that much in this day, but it definitely felt when we started to do the like Kaladin's gonna therapize Zeth in 10 days, I was a little like this is gonna get weird and cringy, and it didn't. I thought Brandon actually wrote this in a book where some of this has been so on the nose and weird, and I thought some of the 1 2 1 2 4 stuff was a little on the nose and a little.
But for comedy's sake, and not like I think that this is like good and deep writing. It felt more comedic.
I think that he's actually managed to write the therapy scenes into this book without them feeling rough.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to be rough. I thought this was going to be not my favorite part of the book, and it is one of my favorite parts of the book. I thought this scene with Zeth was great over the stew.
Yeah.
I think I loved the Nail being like, this ration bar is the perfect amount of nutrients for a meal, and then Zeth being like, I would like stew, and what it meant for Zeth to choose the stew over the ration bar in that moment.
Yes.
Like there's elements of this that I think are so good.
And the idea of of Kaladin being like, man, I don't know if I want to help Nail. I don't know if he deserves it. I fucking kind of hate this guy.
I loved that stuff.
Yeah, and the Wind is like, he still needs to be saved.
Yeah.
Regardless of who he is now, there is someone inside of him who is worth saving, and he has done things.
And that the Wind wants him to be saved is so interesting, right?
Yeah, for sure. We had a really in-depth talk about like what it means to kind of like assisted dying and what it means for people who are perhaps deteriorating either physically or mentally, and that like depending on who it is, like some people are like, I don't want to get to that point. I want to go before I hit my lowest, right? I want to be remembered as that person. I want to remember myself as that person in my highest of highs. But also in this world of like magic, there is a chance that like Nail can redeem the kind of shitty things that he's done lately.
Yeah. Right?
Like there is a chance for him to turn it around, for him to get better, right?
Yeah.
And I think that the Wind trying to give him that chance is really beautiful.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely.
But then we get to your favorite moment, I know for sure, when Scylla's like, hey, Kaladin, that's kind of racist.
It's just the language. It's not even that the joke is bad. In like a John Green novel, the joke would be funny. You know what I mean?
The thing that pisses me off is we have never reheard... The Spren are always referred to as, like, varieties of Spren or species of Spren.
We've never even really heard, like, Phelan's being called a race.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, the word race has never really meant that. Yeah.
Is almost never used ever, at least that I can think of off the top of my head. And then suddenly we're throwing in the word racist?
And the light-eyed, dark-eyed thing is such a prevalent part of this book, and racist is never used to describe that. And so for it to be a joke here felt real...
She could have said prejudiced or something. Like, she could have... I don't know.
Well, no, that's not a joke,
really
though.
Work,
the problem is that Brandon Sanderson wanted to include a real-world joke. Like, when we were live on Saturday... When we were live on Saturday, my friend John... Not my friend. We had met that day. But Jonathan, who I want to call a friend because I enjoyed playing games with him... Jonathan was making a bunch of jokes about how I was committing hate crimes against him.
Sure, yeah.
Because he's Latino and I was killing his character.
Yeah.
In the game. And it was funny in that way where like he can make that joke and I can't. Right? It is a joke structure that works because of the understood power dynamics of that interaction, where he is joking about me being a racist because he doesn't think I am.
Yeah.
But it's this extreme thing that he's trying to make me uncomfortable with to make the audience laugh. It is a good joke. It was a great joke. It was very fun. We had a blast, right? We raised money for charity. It was a good time.
Yeah.
The problem here is that Syl making that joke doesn't have a cultural meaning in the book.
Yeah.
It is a joke from our worlds that Brandon Sanderson is telling for us to laugh at that doesn't mean anything to Kaladin.
Yeah.
As far as I can tell. Right? And so it's kind of like the homophobia just kind of feeling like it's to set something up for Relaina Renard, but doesn't really feel real to the singers and listeners. The joke here, the racist joke, I get the joke because it's a joke that my friends would tell. Yeah. My person of color friends would joke about me being a racist.
It does not work
when I'm not actually being a racist, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense in this scene. And so it's just...
on this planet. because that's just not how they refer to people or Spren. Like,
Yeah.
if we had talked for 4 books about how there were different races of Spren, and that was just the language used about it, this would not stand out to me. But that is never how they are talked about.
But
Ever.
it's like still making a your mom joke.
Sure, or these nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. These nuts is a great example. Like,
Yeah.
it would be like, wait, why?
You're like, what the fuck?
What does that have to do with this world?
Oh, it's so weird. It's so
Again, as an
off-putting.
editor, I would have circled this and been like, what?
Fuck no.
is
Get this
this?
shit out of here.
Victor Sana, thank you for being a member. I like this book, but
Thank
editing is my
you.
biggest critique. Yeah, and I think that's mostly what we're coming down to, right?
Yes. Everything that we have kind of picked at is usually an editing problem, whether it's the pacing, the jarring POV shift. Like, again, we've said time and time and time again that there are ideas in this book. The foundation of this book, I think, is so interesting. I think there's such good stuff here that could have been dug into in a way that was satisfying, but this book is not satisfying because it needed some more work, needed some more editing. It needed someone to tell Brandon no.
We briefly spend time with Shallan, R'Laine, and Renarin continuing to talk about how they don't know what to do. And this plotline is terrible. It's genuinely the worst plotline I think Brandon Sanderson's ever written.
Yep, anyways.
These characters are in the spiritual realm where anything could happen, and they mostly just sit in memories talking about how they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. Chapter 87.
Yeah.
Yes, Dalinar is with
Shimon. The fact that you don't know that Michael Jackson says Shimon is so strange to me.
Yeah.
But like, how do you not know that Michael Jackson says Shimon?
I've never heard that.
Those are his 3 noises.
I've never heard
Shimon.
Shimone.
Ooh.
Heard the other 2.
Those
definitely.
are the 3 sounds Michael Jackson is the most famous for. And you've done a Michael Jackson tribute number.
Yeah, and none of those songs had Shimone in them.
I think they all do.
Nope. Nope.
It baffles
Where
me.
does he say Shimone in Smooth Criminal?
I don't know off the top of my head.
Exactly.
But I'm sure he does. Chat, does he say Shimon in Smooth Criminal?
And are you okay? Shimone! Like what? No, never.
He literally, it might be like the top of the song. He does. James Ross says he does.
I don't believe you. I'm so sorry. I have listened to that song so many times.
I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna just start sending you. I'm gonna make a compilation of every time Michael Jackson says Shimon.
That probably already exists.
That's actually so true. Bad for sure. Which we did. Here's the thing, we did Bad.
I wasn't really in that part.
You were on stage.
I did the Mama Say Mama Makusa, and it's not in that one.
Anyway, so Dalinar is kissing Shimon, and she's like, "Hey, you don't seem into this," and he's like, "I'm." People are watching. I don't know. I don't like PDA, I guess. And she's like, "Oh,
yeah.
that makes sense."
Yeah.
And then they are like, "Hey, everyone, interspecies love is real. We can be friends," which feels weird because we established that Elle was friends with the Heralds, but then that went nowhere in this fucking book.
Yeah.
And so, of course, humanity forgot that Elle and the Heralds were friends because this book has forgotten that Elle was a character.
Yeah.
Really disappointed in that. I thought Elle was going to be so cool, and he has been fucking
nowhere.
Heaped in the fucking
Literally nowhere. Not even present.
What a waste of an introduction to make him so cool and then be like, "Oh, but by the way, not in the book." Yeah. Just straight up, not in the book.
Anyways, Ba'edo Mishram shows up.
Yeah.
She's trying to kind of like break out of the vision. She like flashes between like bad Ba'edo Mishram and good Ba'edo Mishram, right?
Yeah.
She's like glitching out fucking hardcore. She kind of comes over and is like, "Oh, I this is good. I like this. I see this." And they're like, Mishram is far more reasonable than Odium. This is going to be a good thing, 100%. And Mishram says that Odium is trapped on Braze, and so therefore she was able to like infuse herself with his power, which is cool. And she's Melishi's like, "Okay, I agree with your desire for peace." Kind of like pops out of the Mishram looks over and is like, "Who else did you bring?" And then the fucking people hiding there are like, "Oh." And Melishi is there and is like, "Oh, yeah, no, we totally want peace. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, we're going to do whatever it takes to get peace." And he's about to, like, put her into the gemstone, which she doesn't realize because that's not a thing yet that exists in this world.
They've just invented fabrials, yeah.
Brand new technology. And he's, like, going to do it, and then he doesn't do it. And then Honor is like, "Do it." And he does. He puts her into the gemstone, and all of the singers lose their forms and become the Parshmen that Dalinar is so familiar with.
Which is tough because Brandon's choice to make humanity's betrayal of Ba-Ida Mishram the actions of a single person, I don't like it. I just don't like the choice. I think that a lot of people's enjoyment of this section of the book comes down to whether or not you think this choice works or not. For me, subjectively, this doesn't work. I can understand the argument for why it does. That like, well, Ba-Ida Mishram doesn't care that it was only one person. She just blames all of humanity for this moment. But the reality is, it's not a group of people that make this choice.
It's honor.
It's literally one guy in honor.
Yeah, and that's what's so fucked up about it. The honor part of it is more interesting, and when we didn't get answers to that, I was honestly really upset. I was like, stop it with this fucking baiting. Like, just tell us what the fuck happened.
I'm really so over the honor is maybe not a good... I don't care.
No, honor sucks, clearly. And also, so does the Stormfather.
I just mean I don't care about the reveal anymore. It's been teased out for so long, and it's moved 0% for so long that I'm like, I just don't give a shit. Like,
yeah. Honor being super fucking sussy, and then being like, yeah, you do it, capture Ba-Ida Mishram is so fucking weird because it completely goes against what honor is. And so I don't really, again, I feel lost in the sauce. I feel like I don't really understand what's going on. And I feel like several weeks in a row I have sat down about chapters and been like, chat, am I missing something here? This reveal feels like it should be bigger. It feels like I should care more. It feels like I maybe missed something. I didn't pay attention. Maybe there was a thing that is meant to, like, have this moment be impactful. And I feel like I've come to you week after week in book club asking you the same thing. Have I missed something? And I don't think that's the case anymore. I think that Brandon Sanderson is deliberately withholding information that would make these moments cool and satisfying. And I'm finding it very, very frustrating.
Well, and then this becomes, it's not even about... Piki Armada says, but could we stop cutting away once it starts getting good? Absolutely not.
Please.
But then we cut away. So now honor isn't honor anymore. Now it's the Stormfather. And then the Stormfather was like, I was here. And I give up. Odium can have you. Goodbye. Why? Why, though? Like,
what changed? What changed? I mean, I guess
you were mad at him the whole book. Why were you protecting him ever? Like, I don't... I don't get it. I don't get what I'm supposed to get out of the Stormfather giving up in this moment.
I think the Stormfather is like, oh, you finally saw that honor sucks, and so I'm just going to let Odium kill you. Like, maybe the Stormfather was kind of holding out that they wouldn't go through with this, even though they said they were going to go through it over and over and over and over again. So, again, it feels like it's supposed to be a bigger reveal that's very impactful, but it's not because... They've already had this conversation several times, and the Stormfather finally is just leaving now, which is fine, I guess. But, again, I feel like I'm missing something here. And I don't like that feeling. I like that feeling when I'm, like, this far into a book. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm, like, here. Yeah, and I'm the pieces are starting to come together. We are, like, what, here?
Somewhere on there, yeah.
Here? I mean, like...
What's that?
That's, like, day 9. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So we have like we've got one more day in here where I'm just like, I want to read 300 pages, 400 pages. And I want things to start coming together for me in a book. I don't want to be over here and still being like, I'm sorry, I'm missing things. This is not falling into place for me.
And Bryce says, I can't remember which time it was. It might not even been this plot line, but there was a time when someone was asking for an answer. The person with the answer just said no and walked away. Was that Nail? Nail does that.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I don't know. And then we get Renarin. Renarin, we get Renarin because Renarin's gay and wants to date a singer, or a listener. And they watch this scene happen again. And then that's it. We just get to watch it from like a second point of view. And Renarin has a key moment where he's like, Gareth will fix this. As he's like, but then they watch the vision break apart.
Yeah, then Formless shows up, and you're like, okay, and then Odium shows up, and is like, you all hid from me, haha, and then it ends.
I just, for a plot line that's had so little character agency, it ends here with them being like, and now you have no agent, you have even less agency now. The end of 87, I really didn't like this chapter. Malishi being the sole betrayer of Ado Mishram is so rough to me. It felt like such a non-answer to a big question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because they see that Malishi immediately pops into opens up a perpendicularity immediately, which means that Navani can open perpendicularities, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't been able to do that yet.
Yeah.
That despite the fact that the tower is dead, Malishi still has enough connection to his bondsmithing that he's able to open a perpendicularity here. And he immediately zoops out. He doesn't consult anyone. There's no group. It's not this, like, cabal of humans. Malishi solely makes a decision.
Yeah.
And Malishi is a villain.
Yeah. Well, and there's nothing honorable about any of this any step of the way, right? The figuring out how to make these prisons, like, maybe you could argue that, oh, well, we want to use that for, like, odium and stuff like that. That's fine. But the idea of going into peace talks with the singers...
Yeah.
And then betraying them outright like this.
Yeah.
Betraying Baedo Mishram like this. This meeting was a surprise.
Yeah.
But it still does not make any sense with Honor being their god. And
yeah, I just don't get it.
that's the thing. I
it's
don't
a mess.
get it. I don't get it.
I'm as lost in the sauce as our characters feel lost in these visions.
Yeah.
And it's because they have no intention in them, right? They're just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
It's very exhausting to spend this much time watching characters just go, what is happening?
Yeah, Mimunk, I agree. I think the spiritual realm stuff could have been condensed down in 2 of these days. There's a lot of extraneous stuff, especially with Shallan, that I'm like, cut, don't need, right? The way that the time works in the spiritual realm, it could have taken place over 2 days, or even 1 day. Right?
Or it could have been over all the days, but have Dalinar and Navani having this constant ticking time clock of
stop cutting
we
away.
have to get out of here because people are dying.
Stop cutting away. I want 2 or 3 days of like all the information so that I actually learn things and I'm not cutting away in jarring moments where I'm like, you were about to fucking reveal shit to me and I just want to know.
But if they are in there for 6 days and their internal clock, Dalinar is like, I don't. The watch becomes this weight on his arm because every time he looks at it, he is ticking down how many people he thinks died on the battlefield because he wasn't there to provide them with Stormlight. Like, there's a way that it could have felt tense, but it doesn't feel tense because he never brings it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grybach says it's literally an in-world version of telling, not showing. Oh, 1,000%. One of the fact that we don't learn anything about the relationships, the most we learn about the relationships between the heralds, despite the fact that we watch their history, is when Shalash in the present day says, I thought of him like a sibling, about Talon, is such a missed opportunity for me.
Yeah.
Because we're told stuff about them, but we don't see them bond. We meet Talon when he becomes a herald, and then we never see him again. We literally don't see him again in the book until Shalash is like, he was like a brother to me. And I'm like, we don't get that. We don't get any of that.
Yeah.
And I would have loved it. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways you could have a full book of flashbacks that could have been beautiful and interesting and cool.
True.
These flashbacks aren't. Yeah. These flashbacks are boring as fuck. We don't get to see the first desolation. We don't get to see the Knights Radiant get formed, which feels like that should be so important. How did that happen? That feels more relevant to the present than anything we would have gotten.
Yeah.
Instead, we got these like weird moments that are just sort of nothing. There's not one flashback that I think is actually important. Even this Baedo Mishram one, the fact that Malishi is the only guy that betrayed Baedo Mishram changes nothing about how it just doesn't matter.
I think that the fact that it is honor will matter, and that's about it.
It's not honor, though. It's Tanavast, right? But the problem is that honor's power exists, but Tanavast is dead. And so it being Tanavast doesn't matter.
Yeah, true.
Because Tanavast is dead.
Yeah, right.
Honor didn't do this, right? Tanavast did. And Tanavast is the problem, but Tanavast is gone. And so it's just like... let's move on to Lift. I hated Chapter 87. At the end of Chapter 87, I wanted to put this book down and stop breathing. We're not going to. We'll be here next week with Book Club. But
Lift fucking saves the day here.
I was so depressed at the end of Chapter 87's audiobook reaction that I was like, no one's going to commission another audiobook reaction again because I am not good in this. I'm literally sitting there like, I've never sat in an audiobook reaction so hard and been like, I actively don't care. Mm-hmm. And I got mad. And I was trying not to yell, but I got mad listening to 87. And I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Why are you wasting my time like this?
Yeah.
There are 4 commissions. You guys are wild. Chapter Interlude 13.
Thank you,
Every week, chapter interlude. Interlude 13, Lift is pissed because she wants to be queen, which means she wants the servants of this Urithiru to beat the shit out of her 1 day a week, and they won't do it.
Yeah, that's what it means to be queen, y'all.
Yeah, she wants opposite day so that she can get her ass kicked.
Yeah.
She is, in fact, so depressed that she is not eating, which is shocking because she's Lift.
Yep.
And Wendell is concerned about her until the sibling goes, hey,
Yo, Lift, what's peaky time? And Lift is like, oh, it's a stupid game.
It's like, oh, weird. This. Let me play it for you. And then the sibling's like, peeky time.
No.
Peeky time.
No. It's like, peeky time.
Oh, yeah, it's sadder.
Like, it's like the most fucking depressed ass bird parrot voice you've ever heard in your life. And Lift is like, that is my chicken. Where the fuck did you find my chicken?
Which, it's definitely not your chicken. It's a chicken you've been looking for.
Yeah.
But not yours.
Yeah.
It's somebody's chicken.
Yeah.
Lift is robbing somebody. But Lift goes to save the day.
Yeah.
Because apparently there are rooms wrapped in aluminum in Urithiru.
For prison
to hide from the sibling.
Well, just to stop, I think, like...
Well, but also the sibling can't see into them.
Yeah. The sibling can't see into them, and so the sibling kind of forgot that they were there.
So up on the 33rd floor, on the 32nd floor, Lift begins to cut through the lining of this room and tries to get up into this room. And it is lined with aluminum, but the aluminum is very thin because aluminum is expensive. So she manages to turn Wendell into a crowbar. I'm not gonna lie. First, I don't think it should have, because a crowbar just makes sense as a tool. But the word crowbar, for some reason, threw me off.
Did they say crowbar? Because I think
they said crowbar.
Oh, interesting.
And this is one where, like, I don't think it should have thrown me off.
Yeah. But you were just like, oh, you're just being honest about how you feel. Yeah.
A crowbar is a weird word.
Yeah. Here.
Oh, Murray's did kill the owner. That's right. It should be called a chicken bar. Or it should be called like a pry bar, or like, you know, like I feel like they could have come up with a word. He could have come up with a word adjacent that would pry bar would have felt less.
I don't know.
I know that crowbar is old. It just it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm being honest about the fact that I don't think it's the wrong word. It just took me out for some reason.
Sure. Yeah.
So she crowbars into the room and she finds a naked man and a chicken, and she's like, "Wow, that man is too naked."
And too old. That's disgusting.
And Wendell's like, but you like looking at men.
Not men that are 87,000 years old, all right?
Wendell is so funny.
The age gap is ridiculous.
Wait, but God, you've been telling me you want to see a dick so bad. There is one. Look at it.
Yeah, and she's like, that's hairy and disgusting. Lift is not a fan of body hair, which it's fair. You know, personal preference.
And yeah.
She likes them clean.
But also, Zyle hasn't been here that long.
What do you mean?
Zyle's been here for like...
a week?
2 weeks.
2 weeks, sure, yeah.
He can't be that hairy.
No, his body is hairy.
Oh,
he doesn't shave his body.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
I thought she meant his like beard was so long. I was like, he's only been locked up for like 2 weeks.
No, he's just a hairy man.
And so, Axenwith comes back as this happens. He's been there for over a month. How?
Yeah, I guess.
How long was the occupation?
He got captured
at the beginning of the occupation. But the siege was only like 2.5 weeks. He was
there the whole siege. Yeah,
he gets kidnapped on. I'm assuming
that's 2.5 weeks. This is a whole other week, so that's at least 3.5 weeks. At least.
Oh, yeah. And weeks in their world are 10 days.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's actually been up there for like 32 days. That actually makes sense. No, I take it back. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Anyway, he's a hairy motherfucker, and she finds her chicken.
Yeah.
Anyways, Axenwith and some thugs show up. And Lift is like, I have a feeling that they are the bad guys. And that this guy's good. Because she doesn't recognize Zyle yet.
Yeah.
Men are hairy compared to boys. Yes, that is true. Lift is being appropriate and ogling the guys who are more age appropriate.
No, she's not.
I mean, yeah, there's
the
probably
men of Bridge 4 are not age appropriate for Lift.
I just mean they're not.
Sigil's like 30.
They're training like squires and stuff.
Yeah, but she's fucking. I fucks the shit out of Sigil when he leaves the meeting.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah. No, she's checking out the Windrunners.
Well, fucking.
Those are men. Those are full ass men.
Sigil is not hairy. I guess.
Lift starts fucking
sliding around.
Well, she starts sliding around, whooping ass, and Axenwith activates her ferrochemy.
Well, I want to be safe. She's trying real hard and is fucking up, but still winning.
The fact that she's stumbling is not changing the fact that she's whooping ass.
Yeah, 100%.
And then Axenwith decides to activate, because she's a ferrochemist, activates her ferrochemy to speed up, and Lift does the coolest. Lift activates her slick and is like, opposite day. This chapter starts with opposite day.
Yeah.
And so she opposite days her power. I like that little like nod back to the beginning of the chapter.
Yeah.
Tying it together. I wish Brandon Sanderson did more of that in this book.
Yeah.
And he makes the ground so abrasive that Axelwith attempts to run super speed and breaks her legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
This moment fucks so hard.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. After 87, when I was in despair about the idea of continuing this book, this was
banging.
So sick.
This was so good. Fucking love Lift. I want more interludes that are like this.
Yeah.
Because they're relevant. They are characters that we know, and they feel like they matter to the story, even though they're kind of like an aside.
And we got enough Lift as Navani humor that like I was satisfied with the idea of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like this interlude was such a good way to end the week.
Yeah. Because I was like, hey, you just need a teacher to figure your shit out.
And she's like, oh, you're Zyle. Wait, I know you.
Yeah.
I did that moment when she's like, oh, hey.
And
great.
She has a beautiful moment where she realizes as the day is coming to an end that, like, there is...
It's time to grow?
Yeah. Staying the same is actually not good. The world is going to keep changing around you, and so you kind of have to keep going with it.
Yeah. I really like this interlude a lot.
Yeah.
I love it. Lift getting trained by Zyle scares me. Those two are a problem together. I don't think this is going to be good for the future of the Cosmere. I think Zyle might create the most dangerous character ever, but until then, it's going to be fantastic.
I just want Lift to wield Nightblood, you know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
God.
the two of them and Wendell are just...
Oh, God. Because Lift can just eat. Lift could satisfy Nightblood by continuing to eat.
You'd have to eat so fast.
She can slick her throat. I know, that was gross. That was really disgusting. I'm so sorry.
She would win at a hot dog eating contest, like, hands down.
I need Liv to turn 18 so bad.
That's weird.
There's so many.
Say it like that. That's weird.
No, just because the jokes that are coming out of my mouth accidentally are about a child and I don't mean them to be.
Oh my God.
I'm not into her. You know who I want. I want that fucking singer.
It's like those men that are like,
Baxel.
Just need Millie Bobby Brown to turn 18.
No, I need her to be 18 so that my jokes are less uncomfortable. No, I know. Not because I want her.
I know. It just, taken out of context, that sounds awful.
No, I want to hump some carapace.
Yeah. We want Leshwi up in here. Yeah.
God, I want Leshwi up in me.
Anyways.
Do you think that there's like dick form for the lesbian singers so that they can like not have to wear a strap on? They can just grow one out of carapace?
Dick form?
Yeah. Gives female listeners.
I think that would be dominant form.
Ooh, dommy mommy form.
Dominant form, yeah, for sure.
Dom form is, oh my God, yes, yeah. Dom form. Yeah. I'm adding that into the TTRPG.
Great. It just gives you a big old dick.
And then we finally connect with Odium, and he's like, I'm crushing it. The end.
Yeah, pretty much.
The Odium interlude here was the least of them so far.
Yeah.
I thought we would get some insight into what he's doing to like our characters, and he literally is just like, I am gonna win no matter what, but I want Dalinar to be mine. And I was like, oh, okay. That's a chapter? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You just reiterated a thought?
Yeah. Anyways, Lift was great.
Lift's great.
Banging. What a day. What a day 7.
What a day.
For this book.
Unfortunate that this book feels like it is falling apart to me, but I feel better about it talking about it with chat. So
yeah,
this was cathartic to me today. I hope that this wasn't an awful episode of the show, but I felt catharsis in this.
When we sat down, I was like, you know what? I want today's book club to be more of a conversation with chat, and I think that it was. So thank you guys for being here. Like, as always, like, thank you guys for being here and for enjoying the show, because we have a blast with it. But thank you guys for, like, helping us work through this book, because, because there is so much good in, like, the Stormlight Archive, like, yeah. I really want to find a way to, like, kind of be okay with this book, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I want to accept it, even if I'm not going to force myself to love the things that I don't love. But I feel better about it when I have you guys to talk to about it.
With that, we're getting to high-low, where we commiserate over each other's lows, celebrate each other's highs, because that's how my family bonded when my mom married my stepdad. So, Clarice is going to do her high, I do my low, she does her low, I do my high. We compliment sandwich this beach. Clarus, What's your high?
Well, I know what your high is, so I won't take that. But I think that I'm trying to decide between two. I think it is going to have to be Adolin with being utterly beaten and defeated and still getting up.
Yeah.
And making it happen.
No, it's great.
Right? Like, I was like, I don't know what he's going to do, man. He's so fucked. Like, I was like, Mask, right?
Hamask.
Yeah, Hamask
What a
is
character.
There, and he remembers...
Barely any dialogue.
He remembers his son.
Yeah.
And remembers that there are a lot of kids in this city who need him, and he stands the fuck up anyway, and it's great.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Hamask. My low is chapter 87. Even the Gareth and the singer thing felt tropey, leading into the Melishi's betrayal that isn't everyone's betrayal.
Yeah.
Just all of 87. It was the big moment of reveal that we needed, and I found the reveal to be so lacking.
Yeah.
And in a book where I was already bored, it wasn't interesting enough to bring me back in, which it should have been. It should have been the moment where I was like, oh, I'm so in. Yeah. And instead I read it and went, I mean, fucking, I guess, whatever. Yeah. Who gives a shit? And the fact that that was my response to it was really disappointing to me. And yeah.
For me, my low is just the racist joke. I thought it was so random. Yeah. And I've, ever since brainstorming, like, these things are really, like, I find jarring. Yeah. And I just, that's my low. Talk about your high, because it's so good.
Oh, man. Talon and Shalash. Him standing up, him wrecking them. I actually kind of like that we didn't see it.
Same. I think it is also in my high as well, but I wanted to pick something else that I thought was worth mentioning.
Yeah, I just, the way that Adolin, they're picking through the bodies and they're like, who did this? Like, and we obviously as the audience already know, but
I thought it was Maya at first. I was like, Maya
I knew immediately it was Talon. Sure. I knew exactly where this was going. Because it was because they said it was from if it had been in the opposite direction.
Oh, yeah.
But because they were like from the medical tent to the dome, there's just this pile of corpses and fused, and the carapace has been ripped off. Like how the description of it, and then the fact that he's standing there,
just impaled by a bunch of spears.
This is a reference to something, and I can't say what it's a reference to because
that's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler for a different franchise.
Sure, yeah.
But I think that this is a reference to One Piece, and it's one of my favorite moments in One Piece. It's so good.
I thought you said you couldn't say what it was from.
No, I'm not saying what the moment is.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the character, but Talon's still standing, impaled by spears. I think is Brandon referencing incredible moment in One Piece.
Okay.
And I loved that element of it. And I hope the live action gets that moment, even though I don't think it will.
The moment where Ash is like,
that's my brother.
I don't want him to go alone this
time. That I'm going to go to Braze with him.
I was like,
I really hope this book brings up that there are heralds holding back the fused now. I hope this means something.
Yeah.
So that's the book club.
I can't believe that Shallan's mom is responsible for this desolation. That realization.
What do you mean she's responsible for this desolation?
Because Shallan
How is she responsible?
Kills her. She's the one that broke and started this whole thing. But everyone thought it was Talon. Everyone's like, oh, Talon broke, and now...
No, Talon is the one that broke.
We don't know that.
Yeah, we do.
No, because Shauna got killed by Shallan and went back to Braze.
But that doesn't change how the desolation works.
Yeah, as soon as someone breaks, they come back. So we don't know that it was Talon.
Still held until Way of Kings.
We don't know that it was Talon.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do. We watch it happen.
We watch Talon break? When?
We watch him appear at the end of Way of Kings.
Appear?
Yeah. We
watch
him show up.
Yeah, we watch him show up. That doesn't mean that he shows up because Shauna is the one that broke and they both popped up here. So I think that, as soon as one breaks, they all appear. I think Shallan's mom is responsible for this fucking desolation.
Oh, I didn't understand. I didn't know that if one breaks, they all appear.
Yes, that's why Talon has never broken before, right? Because someone always breaks first.
Still never broke.
Probably. That's my headcanon theory. That's my headcanon theory.
Okay, if that's the end point of this Shallan story, I still don't think that it was done well, but I will think that it is kind of worth it.
Sure, fair.
If Chana is the one that broke and Talon didn't, That actually that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think there's a better way to have set that up than how we've done it, but that is really, that's actually kind of sick.
Yeah, no. Talon, our boy, did not break and has never broken. He is broken.
Oh, yeah.
But he did not break. I think Shauna is the one that is responsible for this desolation because Shallan killed her years ago. She didn't last very long, and now the Fused are back.
I would be into that, honestly. If I like that scene when that is revealed, I will be into it. Mm-hmm. I don't know that it'll save the book for me, but I will be into it.
Sure. If
you like the video, like, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave me in comments down below because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is...
Lift.
Lift, yeah. She saved the day.
Is also hungry, always. So.
Y'all, Heroes Without Borders 2 is ongoing for the next $850 donated. Yes. They will be doubled.
Yes. We have so many giveaways. Guys, you can donate any amount and you get entered to win a giveaway. We have Dispel Dice gift cards. We have Hero Forge minis. We have Crescent Moon Alchemy backpacks.
Yeah.
And
Emberglow. We've got a bag from Emberglow Gaming they'll be giving away at the penultimate episode on the 10th.
Yes, you can donate any amount. It's for a good cause. As I'm stealing this from Scotty. Scotty's like, go to your couch, pick out some change. Doesn't matter. It can be 7 cents. It can be like $3.41. Doesn't matter. Every bit helps, especially because right now it is doubled.
Yeah.
And apparently Scotty has a lot of couch change.
Crazy. Dude's crazy.
But it would mean a lot to us if you could support this charity incentive. We're going into the holidays and we want to crush it. If we hit 33,000, we're doing an Expedition 33 actual play. So that's really cool. There's a few more milestones on there as well that we'd love to hit. So please check it out and donate. If you can give any amount, anything at all, it all helps.
Get ready for that Adolin cosplay that we're doing. Chat, goodbye to the prudes. It's time for Smut Club. Smut Corner, Canada. Why fuck a mattress anywhere else?
Ding.
It's hard to add smut here. I think that
I know.
I do wonder. Weirdly, now that he's been therapized, I do wonder if 12124 is a good match for Syl.
No.
I don't know. He wants to change. She's like, I can fix him.
Okay, sure, yeah, maybe, yeah, I could see that.
Syl is like, I can fix him.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. I guess they can kind of become whatever shape they want
so funny.
To be.
Dalinar and Navani realizing that they can pop into different bodies, and then suddenly they're like, ooh, what if we went around and fucked in different bodies to, like, try it out? Like, Navani's like, oh, what if you're in a woman's body and I'm in a man's body, and we, like, switch?
Yeah. I, honestly, I'm feeling after this section, I'm feeling the Kaladin-Leshwi ship.
Yeah.
I think that they actually would be great for one another. Don't worry about the age gap. That's fine. We don't need to talk about that, but I think that there's an understanding there.
Yeah. Wow.
That's kind of it. Everything else is pretty dark and combat. So
I don't know. May is Shallan's number one advocate.
No, fuck that.
Do something nerdy tonight, y'all. Thank you, mods.
Bye, guys.
Bye.